I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired of hesitation. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stands still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking, you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WLE, or welcome back, at least. And yeah, the action continues today with one of the semi-final matches between DNMK and Sinister5. With me, I have the Invisible Man, Sunset. How's it going, dude?
I'm doing all right, I guess. My cam isn't on because I'm sick and I don't look great. Yeah. Sorry, you're gonna have to get
Uh,
used to a black square to be your friend for now.
uh, dude, it's. I feel lonely now. I feel like, I don't know. I feel claustrophobic a little bit.
Just look into the
But
void.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, so everybody's with us today, and yeah, dude, what are you expecting from this match, man? Clubhouse, DNMK, Sinister5, semi-final.
I'm expecting uh I'm expecting three maps, I'd say. Both of these teams are at the opposite end of the spectrum. DNMK, a very, very structured team, and as Sinister 5, a more flexible, more aggressive team that is relying on that gun skill rather than those strategies. So I am very excited to see how it's gonna go and what side the Siege gods prefer today, whether it's strats or flexibility. So yeah, we're probably gonna be getting right into it as the teams are ready.
Mhm. And not to
And
say that Dynamic doesn't have gun skills. I mean, we have people like Leventus and Mario who are exceptional at their gunplay. So, maybe it might go down as a very serious and intense match, which is what we're hoping for, and we're hoping that it goes to the distance. And yeah, how many maps do you think it will go? I mean, or what's the score? What's your prediction on this one?
hmm, I am up. Yeah, it's a you know when Sinister Five's in the lobby, there's gonna be at least a couple of rehosts, and the first one comes before the second ban, as
I
we
got
have.
warned about this about five,
But
10 minutes ago.
DNMK, I'm pretty sure DNMK was supposed to be on defense though. But hey, um, isn't the yeah, we were right. Just oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Um, that's fun. That's a whole lot of fun. So let's get to know each other, Willie. Oh my.
Are you sure you want to know more? Um, yeah, first rehost of the day, and thank goodness the game hadn't started yet, so nothing was disturbed except for a Maverick ban. That's it. But yeah, what do you want to know, Mr. Sunset? I haven't casted with you this tournament, dude.
Dude, we haven't casted in a while. I think
I
I casted
know.
with you once a while back.
It was twice. No, wasn't it twice? I think it was twice, like a long time ago.
Yeah, very
Early
long.
stages of the WLE 10K.
Before this, it was what a Vanguard.
Oh, was it still Vanguard
Yeah,
by
I think
then?
it was Vanguard. Yeah.
That is insane. Yeah, and now we come back to it, and yeah, we jump straight into a rehost. Actually, let's put it on a betting table. How many rehosts are we gonna see?
I say 3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Three
Okay,
to four. All right.
I
You?
say I say five. I say
5.
five.
Ooh, Sinister 5. All right.
I say five rehosts. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Hopefully this is like some sort of a curse that we don't get five rehosts. But
Honestly, I say we just put out a special bounty for like Sinister 5. If they ever get through a best of 3 without a rehost, you just give them each like $200.
geez, you'd be poor by the end of that day.
Mm, No, no, I'm saying
That's
like if they don't rehost.
or if they don't
Yeah,
rehost.
yeah, if they don't rehost, you give them 200.
Ah, then yeah. But shame for that, dude. But okay, so just carrying on with what we've seen so far. What are the rest of the bands? What do you think the rest of the bands are gonna
Can't
look
even tell
like?
you the rounds. You have to look at the bands. Seeing that Maverick ban, I'm fairly sure Thatcher's gonna stay up. So who banned the
You think
Maverick?
so? Um, I'm pretty much sure Sinister5 banned the Maverick. It was Team Orange. I only got to see it for like
Okay, yeah.
a second, so
Well, I mean, I doubt DNMK are gonna ban the Thatcher alongside the Maverick. Make sure you go to the right map. We're on Villa. Just yeah, just not be.
Clubhouse. Let's go back to Germany.
So yeah, I don't think they're gonna ban the Thatcher because then when they move on to attack, it's gonna be difficult for them to get rid of everything, unless of course they are proficient with that Kali. But yeah, hmm. I know Mirror's probably gonna be banned somewhere, maybe a Kaid.
Yeah, I'm foreseeing a Kaid and Mirror ban. Not sure about probably I don't know. I think we will see a Thatcher ban. I think it's gonna be Maverick, Thatcher, and Mirror, and possibly Kaid. If not Mirror or Kaid, maybe it might be Maestro.
Maestro, yeah, that's a safe ban on this map.
Mm.
Right, and I think everything is set correctly, so we're gonna be getting on into into the game.
Match. Yeah.
All right, let's just cross our fingers and pray to the ACOG.
Pray to the ACOG.
How many operators have the ACOG now? Not many.
Mm.
Very scarce.
Not a lot.
Scarce thing.
Yeah, ACOG should be removed from the game.
No.
Here comes the hate.
I just say guns should be removed from the game.
No.
Yeah. Make it like a
'Cause then you-
Valorant thing, you know? Everyone just uses their abilities.
So it was DNMK that banned Maverick, and so Sinister5 might double up on that ban and get rid of the Thatcher. We'll see.
Quick decision of the ban. Let's see what it's gonna be. Is it gonna be the Thatcher? Hibana, alright. Okay, so I would have said Hibana, but normally that's banned against Sinister5. But this time it's Sinister5 taking the Hibana off the board. So that is interesting to see. And then we said Mirror and Kaid or Maestro, and the first band's going to be the Mirror. There it is. So,
Yep, so it's going to be extremely difficult for attackers to either do top down in terms of hatches.
I mean,
Because you have to rely on Ace, and Ace is most of the time susceptible to impact nades, especially when you open it the very first time, which it makes it vulnerable for any defender to impact trick that Ace charge. So I'm not sure about using Ace to get rid of hatches.
well, we're going to be seeing the Sledge, Thatcher, Ace, Yana, and the last person going to be the Thermite. So yeah, it's going to have to be the Ace and the Thermite, or you could bring a couple of those hard breaching charges alongside with you, but I doubt they're going to be doing that right now. And Mario's going to swap from the Bandit into the maybe some other denial. No, Legion instead. So we're going to be seeing what looks to me like a little bit of a SSG type strat here with the going straight down to Church Arsenal first round.
Yeah, but looking at those defenders, it's looking like they're gonna fall back a lot sooner. Cause without the mute, oh, they have the mute. They have the Mario on Legion. So okay, yeah, I can see it working. But Leventus has a lot of work to do in terms of rotations, unless Edward and Mario are gonna use those impact nades to help out with everything else. I'm guessing that they want to keep those impact nades for impact tricking, but we'll see if they use it anywhere else. As you can see, the spread has begun with only 2 of them left on site and everybody else off site already rotating upstairs.
Yeah. So it's not going to be as heavy as a... In fact, it looks to be like not many roamers right now. Not too sure what... So yeah, looks like we were mistaken. I think it's just going to be a downstairs turtleish type strat with that Legion and that Mute, because I saw the Mute putting down all of his jammers around site, not really going upstairs to deposit them anywhere else. Vlad already in a gunfight, finding himself against James here, and James just scurries his way back downstairs, back down blue. And yeah, that's top floor control clear, basically. They just need to figure that one out, and it's going to take them a little bit of time.
Yeah, nothing that a couple of drones can't achieve though. And once that is achieved, I think they can plan out their setup to go downstairs. And so far, it's looking like it's going to be a kitchen and main stairs push with Delphox finding James somewhere down on main stairs, and that is the Jaeger off the board. But the ADSs are still around, not sure exactly where though, so we'll find out later. And Nivik finding Leventus, and that is 2 down for DNMK magnets. I'm sure those magnets were to stop any ace charges or anything else breaching in from the window if the Sinister5 did choose to go from the window or anywhere else. And there are those impact nades impacting those ace charges, and that is 2 ace charges off the board. So some decisions have to be made now. Where is the thermite going to be effective?
There it is. The thermite does get the hatch open, so it blows. That's going to be successful. And a 2 versus 5? The hatches aren't doing much anymore as just the numbers of DNMK. It just doesn't look to be enough to stop the Sinister5 attack. And it's what we were saying, just that pure raw aggression from Sinister5. Great shot from Edward as he looks to continue his antics from that game against Phoenix, where he went 16 for something, I think, around about there. But yeah. Danman, Edward 2 versus 4 right now. 2 versus 3 as Edward. He continues his rampage inside and around of blue. Gets a little bit of damage, just the bullets coming through. The plant goes down halfway through now. It's going to be put down successfully. And now it's a post plant. But Danman, he finds one of his own. He's dropped right off of that. And it's Edward as it's 1 versus 1 now. It's Kierva versus Edward. 1-on-1. Edward has to find a quad to make this happen in this first round. The taps there, but it's not going to happen. And Kierva, he's going to be the one to pick up the round for Sinister5. There's a little bit of a throw there. It went from a 5 versus 2 to a 1-on-1. So good recovery from Edward and Danderman, but just wasn't enough.
Yep, close but no cigar. And oof, that was really intense as a first round. Sinister5 almost handing it to DNMK on that round. Well played from Dynamic, but yeah, the numbers trickled down as the round went. I'm not sure. Maybe the Rome didn't have that much success or that much support to them. One died on main stairs. The other died. Where was actually both died on main stairs, right? I may be wrong about that.
So the Jaeger, I think, instead of going down blue, he rotated up red stairs and then went around, died top main. Aruni, I think, ended up trying to help him, pushed up like halfway through the stairs and then got killed there. And then the last kill was just on site, and yeah, I think that's how it collapsed.
Yeah, so I think it all started with the Rome. The Rome wasn't strong enough, and that kind of weakened the defense of Dynamic. So round 2 going to Cash Room and CCTV. We'll see what the setup is right here. The garage doors are being reinforced. Seems like a normal setup for now. Maybe we'll see where the utility is sort of unique in terms of dynamic setup. And as for Sinister5, it looks like they're bringing the same lineup from the attacker side of things. Good to see a Thatcher on the board. So that CCTV wall will be open, or I'm expecting it to be open in quick succession. Top of that. If not, then there's going to be problems.
Yeah. So I'm expecting this to be an attacker-sided map, this one. Because both of these teams are just very proficient in their attacks. Sinister5 known for just very solid attacks, especially on this map. And DNMK, they had very good attacks against Phoenix. In fact, I think it was like a 5-1 split at a point in that game. And they do see that the bandit is opposite. I think they might be using bandit tricking. There it is, and there goes the bandit. Very well done there by Edward, almost instantly shutting it down. And I think they might have to get like a double here. Ace might have to come around and help out with this thermite. Or they should have to get someone below and take it out. Someone's trying to find some feet down there, but nothing being presented just yet.
Yeah, if they send somebody down, it'll be the crude way of doing it, but it might be effective. And another successful bandit trick. That is excellent work coming from Edward right there. And yeah, so the thermite is just left with just a gun and unsuccessful with his job at this point in time, which leaves it to the ace to have to do the rest of the work. Right now, we see 2 players, one found in Jim on a crossfire, and I think Kiever also looking for that refrag but not finding it. That is Mario, Vlad, and Delphox off the board, and Nivik is stuck in bedroom, but James is also stuck in Jim. and unable to go anywhere. If DNMK play their cards right, they might be able to get rid of him. But if James plays his cards right, he might be able to find himself another one onto the Thermite, who was left with a gun only, but gets put on low HP by the breaching charge and finished off by Nivik. Nivik continues his tears with a kill onto Edward, leaving DNMK with Leventus and Dan the Man.
Not too sure what that was. Just threw his helmet into that into the bandited wall there. But yeah, he's picked up himself a nice triple. Did he do it again? He did it again.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not too sure what that is, but it's 2 versus 2. That's all I can say. 35 seconds on Clark, Nivek, and Kiva. The hard breacher and the hard breacher support up against Leventus and Dan.
Yep. So if they're pushing in right now, but they're not sure about the player that's on red stairs. Dan the Man does find Nivik and Leventus finds KWR. The crossfire was there, the support was there from red stairs and rafters, and DNMK managed to bag around for themselves. Yeah, I'm not sure about that Sinister5 attack though. That was quite confusing, and yeah, not sure what they were trying to accomplish with a couple of moves that they did, stemming from the Thermite and Thatcher trying to get rid of that wall. And with just the Bandit, it was literally 1 versus 2 in terms of utility on that side. They should have been able to get that wall open. How you fail at that twice is beyond me. There was no support from the cash window at all. Nobody from below, nobody pushing anywhere else. So the Bandit was just comfortably placing his bandit charges down and picking them up.
That is very, very questionable, is all I'm going to say. But we go back downstairs as DNMK, they're able to equalize it, and 1-1, no one is getting the upper hand just yet. But good round from Newek, other than his Selma antics throwing them into the bandited walls. Other than that, he had that gun skill there, and he's always been known to have that gun skill on that team of Sinister5. And on the side of DNMK, we have Leventus and Edward, who are the main gunners of that team. Both of them known to do well. Edward, he is the newer player, but he definitely proved himself against Phoenix when he went absolutely crazy. Kiva, here's a new player on Sinister5, replacing Patat from a while back. So both these teams still have newish rosters, but they're both those growing pains starting to dwindle away.
Yeah, indeed. So now the attack has begun. They've got all the intel they need, except for this man in garage, which is James. He's been roaming around that area for the past 2 rounds now, so maybe he's just trying to get comfortable and he'll be more effective this time around. Just eliminate a couple of drones and hightail it out of there. But he's going to be met with a flurry of gunfire, and there is somebody inside of Rafters who might be cutting him off soon. If Sinister5 plays this correctly, they might be able to get rid of the Jaeger. He does challenge somebody on that window. And finally, Nivik gets rid of James really early on in the round.
Yeah, that is good entry frag. James being bested there. 2 minutes on the clock now. The hatch is open, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, that's the sledge opening up the hatch there. And that's the room cleared down. That's everyone on these, that's the thing. Like, James had that same issue the first round, where he was on his own, he got cleared out fairly quickly, and had no impact on the round. The second round, he, again, was on his own. This time he got lucky with those 2 kills. And Edward, he picks up 1, trying to find another gunfight. He doesn't get away with his life, though. No, he does, actually. I'm not too sure if they know about him being downed. And yeah, he's just gonna slowly crawl away in that hallway. Uh-oh, that is unlucky. Delphox picks up the 1. That is so scary. If he was able to find that, that would have been an easy triple for Delphox. The hatch is open there. Edward, he's on 20 HP this round. Looks to be swaying into that Sinister5 ball court. Here's the impact trick, stopping that Thermite, and that's all your hard bridge down, because Newek's gone. He got shot down by Edward, so they're only going to have that motor hatch to play with.
Yep, they only have the motor hatch to play with, and yeah, the floorboards of the kitchen to be destroyed, just to move the defenders around a little bit. But DNMK is going to be playing comfortably around blue and church side of things. So Sinister5 only having the moto hatch open. It's looking like they're going to have to push down main stairs and pinch from blue if they are able to. And they do have the man count to do that. So I believe they will be sending a player down that side to do so. And the push into moto is happening. Luckily, they have a couple of lines of sight from the whoever put those lines aside over there. But Vlad, Mario, finding a kill of their own, putting it down to a 3v1 situation for Leventus. Leventus has to find 3 more of those. He had his sights on somebody, but due to the smoke, he couldn't see anybody else. Now there's bullets going towards him. He might be able to make his way around into Armory and find himself a line of sight into somebody. Nope. Spots a player, but out of the way pretty quick and fast right now, pre-firing a couple of spots, but finding nothing. The time is trickling down, only 28 seconds left. Finding Vlad on the situation that that's 5 HP left, but Delphox only has 1 HP actually. Delphox maybe down? No, he wasn't down. He has 5 HP left. Just 1 bullet will do the trick though, but that goes for him too as Delphox finishes the round and gets another one for Sinister5.
Leventus sprayed a tiny bit to the right there. That round was a completely different story.
Yeah.
That plant going down in the smoke and Leventus just scraping the head of the sledge I think it was planting.
Yeah.
That could have been an upset there. But it wasn't, and it didn't happen. We're going back up to the top floor, gym and bedroom. Leventus this time on the alibi, and James, he's still on his Jaeger, but let's see. I want them to do something more with this room. It's just a solo room right now, and it's not having much impact. The one time it did have impact was a double kill when he was stuck somewhere, which wasn't great, and that just was mistakes of Sinister5. They could have done it a lot more smoothly, but to no avail.
Yeah, it was more mistakes than a successful roam. But nonetheless, I mean, a trade, 2 players for a Jaeger is, that's a good enough trade in my books. But right now, as you said, gone to gym and bedroom. They are bringing an alibi this time around for that. And that is for those windows. Anybody tries to pre-fire those windows into sight or whatever, since the sight is facing outward into the map. Then it'll give the intel away and let them know exactly where they're shooting from. It is extended all the way to cache. I'm wondering if it's going to be red as well. Indeed it is. Playing that shield facing the rafter side of things, so it might make it difficult for Sinister5 to push on further. So far it's been difficult for Sinister5 to use those hard breaches, so yeah, I'm wondering what's going to happen to those hard breaches now.
Yeah. It just seems like every round the issue is this hard breach, and that's because of their Hibana ban. So yeah, but no issues on the hard breach this time. They get that CCTV wall open fairly easily, and garage control nice and swiftly alongside that. Only 40 seconds off of the round gone, and look at the control already from Sinister5. They just need to bust open this cache area, and if they do that, this round could most definitely... Oh, that nade very nearly taking the life of James, but the gun might do it. Vlad, he's taking more damage than James is receiving right now. Edward, he tries to help out, but instead he gets shot. James, he lands a lucky shot onto Kia, but all skill, no luck, but then he gets taken out by Newek, who decides to eagles things out. Edward, now he's in a little bit of a predicament, but he has his mate Leventus to help him out as he picks up Newek into a 4 versus 3. Now he's droned out. Edward's slightly stuck, but his team is there to help him. The swing comes out from Leventus to try and pick up the sledge player, but nothing's happening. This is the barbed wire gone. A swing could be very efficient here to get rid of Edward. I thought that was C4 for a second. I was surprised where that was coming from. But he's taken down after pulling out that impact grenade. And the wall's open. 3 versus 3. Leventus has to pull back, and so does Dan. But look at the HP on these attackers.
Yep, it is way low. I think all of them have a low HP. Besides for Delphox, he's doing okay. Somebody stuck in gym trying to rotate and shot to bits. I think that was Mario. Right now, Sinister5 has a bit of control in... Well, they have control of cache and a little bit of control in construction. So an assault might be happening very soon. It is looking like it might be an office and construction take. I'm not sure if they're going to push into office to try and get a bit of a crossfire happening as they did in cash room. Right now, Delphox is creeping in. If he tucks himself into that bomb site area for a little bit, he might be able to get a plan, considering that there's somebody on this windows holding a crossfire onto any player outbidden. And then the man from the couch has a shot onto somebody on that door. C4 in hand, goes out a little too early, but I'll say that, but it still finds Blackstone. On top of that, Mario adds on to the kill count and finishes it. DNMK.
Yeah, that's just bringing things back into that equilibrium there. And so far, it's been a Sinister5, then a DNMK, and copy paste that formula, and you'll get the scoreline right now. 2-2. Good shot from Mario through the smoke. C4, just that HP was the issue on that side of Sinister5, and that swing from Delphox almost picking up 2 people, but just a little bit too close. I mean, a little bit too far away from that headshot. And that just ends up in a dynamic round. CCTV, this is the site that was definitely the best round for Sinister5. I mean, dynamic.
And yeah, I was gonna say, really? I mean, they couldn't even get the wall open. So yeah, it can't be a best round if and you threw Salma charges at a bandited wall twice, may I add. So yeah, hopefully they've recognized those mistakes and they've realized what they need to do. And yeah, hopefully some of the players work together alongside Nivik and Vlad in terms of getting that wall open, or Blackstone and Vlad, and maybe somebody sent over to that CCTV window to deter that bandit from bandit charging at all, because that's their problem right now. I mean, who else has flashbangs or flash grenades? You have Sledge and somebody else? Sledge and KWR on the Ayana. And considering that they have a Thatcher, some of the ADSs are going to be gone. So send a nade in there while you're trying to get the wall open, and you might be successful, and you might do it in record time at that. So we'll see what happens now. Here comes the bandit tricking, and here comes the Thatcher and Thermite tricking, so to speak, to try and open that wall. I think the bandit does know where the first panel is going to be, and he pulls, and he might be successful in pulling off saving one of the Thermite charges.
Where is this coordination from this team right now? And I think the wall's finally going to be open. Edward, he's unable to stop it this time, but just they needed that coordination, someone to go below, or just someone to go onto the window and stop that bandit trick, and in the end it finally worked out. There was the nade, but it was not fatal. But in the end, all is said and done, the wall is open, and finally Sinister5 can move on to other tasks that they have to complete this round to try and get that bomb down.
Yep, the checkbox has started, and once you get that CCTV wall, you are breathing a little better right now. So now you can get into positions, or get into other positions that Sunset mentioned. You might be able to get this round on board. Right now, as we see the DNMK players getting ready for that execute, pre-placing the C4 for later days. And that is a good plan. And if Sinister5 doesn't send anybody downstairs to deal with any C4s, because you should be able to know that they have a mute and a bandit, those both C4s, and they haven't been used yet. So you have to send a player downstairs to deal with that situation, whether you like it or not. And now the construction wall has been breached. And that's a good crossfire. That's a good wall to breach out of the way. That gives you, or Nivek lines of sight into the DNMK's players. Stumbling all over my words right now as they're trying to rotate around and get into positions from cash room.
Yeah, just a bunch of exchanges coming out here. The HP on both these teams not looking too great. Danderman, only fatality just yet. Newek, he's continuing his Little spray down there through that wall, but he's shut down. Mario, good kill from him. Vlad finds himself inside of sight, and now the bomb can go down. This is so dangerous, though, but Keva, he swung on himself on into sight as well, 2 versus 4 all of a sudden, and it's all just collapsing around everywhere. Kills back and forth and back and forth. Edward, Mario, low HP. Vlad alongside that, 1 versus 3. It's just Edward. Great shot into Keva, though, and he has to slow down, almost landing the shot into Delphox, making it believable, but Delphox said that's a lie. And he shuts it down instead. No heroic plays from you today, Edward. We saw what you can do to Phoenix, but not to us.
Right, with that abandoned C4 being on the other side of the map, it wasn't effective at all, and the mute was taken off the board in that endeavor.
I bet they wish they had that C4 later on in the round, huh? Instead of it being pre-placed downstairs, but good read from Sinister5, going in from that construction take, planting behind the bomb, and then Kiva was the savior of that round, I think, swinging into Garage, picking up that person trying to rotate, and just wasting time allowing their plant to be set down. We do have the mute jammer bug, which sucks, but it's what it's. And yeah. 2-3 the scoreline. Sinister5 guaranteed themselves at least a tie this half. One of the drones looked to have wall hacks beneath the map there. 6 years old, this game. Great game, isn't it? But yeah, round 6 now. The score that DNMK is looking for here is 3-3. Not the greatest score, but it's a score you're going to have to deal with, and that's the best you can do right now. Sinister5 looking to make it a 4-2. DNMK yet to have the lead in this game. Sinister5 has been just 1 step ahead, but barely, as it's just been so closely contested throughout the rounds. Time ticks down. Sinister5 making their way into this map now, and my co-caster has disappeared. That is unfortunate. And now it's all on me. Newek, he's going to be trying to get this wall open. CCTV yet again. This time they're going to be doing it like we thought earlier. They're going to be going for both of the walls at the same time. Blackstone, he's taking a bit of damage, but the wall's open, and the bandit just has to scurry on away. Nothing for him to do. Nothing to salvage there. Hatch is being open, and this is just, yet again, Sinister5 making efficient work from the wall. They learned from that first round. That is an unfortunate throw, and now they no longer have that Thatcher for that construction site, which could prove to be an issue later on in this round. We'll have to see how it plays out for now, as the timer takes down to just about 2 minutes. Still a 5 versus 5 Jaeger playing on this mainstays position. He's been doing this almost every round on this half. Just playing around there on his own, and it seems, I don't know if it's working or not, but he's doing it regardless. 1 minute 40 on the clock. 5 versus 5, still the only damage is Blackstone, who ticked a little bit away from that bandit charge. The drone's coming out. Jaeger's nowhere to be seen. He just scurried away, he's gone, he's joining his teammates back around site. He's in garage now, so they're actually just droning, trying to find the Phantom, who no longer exists. And prepping that for that impact trick. But the thing is, the impact trick doesn't look like it's going to be necessary, because they don't have anything to get that wall regardless. The Thatchers are all gone, and you can't... Well, they do have the nades, actually. Yeah, I didn't see that one. Nice. They have one more nade, and Mario, he loses about 60 HP there. 1 minute left, nothing to be seen just yet. The same positioning, and they look to be going for the same sort of push. DNMK, they want to read it this time and try and stop it. They know it's coming, now they just have to stop it. A little bit more damage coming down onto Leventus. Still a 5 versus 5, now the time starts ticking dangerously low. The best for either of the teams, just high pressure situation for Mario as bullets coming through all the soft walls right now. Leventus holding a tight angle. Look at all these angles being held by the defenders. Now it's the attacker's turn. The impact trick comes out, and now this is where it's DNMK's side. This nade, though, could be the kill if it just popped it longer. Never mind, it actually picks up the player because of the low HP. 15 seconds, 4 versus 5. Finally, 1 kill. Blackstone, he doesn't find anything. Nivix just ran on into sight. He's down, though. 10 seconds on the clock. Dandaman picks up Nivik in the end. The bomb going down by the planter, and he's actually shut down. The knife comes out from Blackstone. What is going on? but no one can get the bomb down. Vlad in the last seconds. But will it be able to stick? No! Great round from Sinister5. Everything holding down. The puzzle pieces falling into place. But just in time. Anything that went different there in the camp of DNMK could have proved to be their round, but instead it didn't. Sinister5 finally making a little bit of a gap between them and DNMK as they head on to defense. That was a very solid round there from Sinister5. DNMK had that impact trick. They had everything going in for them, but they didn't expect Nivek to just sprint on in and just demolish everyone inside of the site. He did get killed after 2, I think. And yeah, not the greatest day from DNMK, not foreseeing that sprint in from the ace. It's actually weird that the ace did that instead of someone else, but it worked in the end. He had a good gun and he had those kills alongside that 4-2 split. It's alright, DNMK, they're gonna have to live with it because they can't exactly change it right now. Now what can Sinister5 do on this defense? Well, I hope you guys are enjoying my voice because not entirely sure where William's gone. He's poofed. So, and now it's just a sickly me. Alright. But really, Sinister5, they have changed completely from the beginning of this tournament. When they lost that 8-7 to Imperial, they just weren't looking, I think it was 8-7 or 8-6, one of the two. They weren't looking great there. So many mistakes being made. But right now, they look like a completely different team. They've manned up, they've set things in position, and they're actually taking these rounds and winning these gunfights and getting this checklist checked. Whereas DNMK, they're doing what they do normally, but right now it just doesn't look to be enough, because Sinister5 somewhat running away that now they know about the yokais already. This is where DNMK does everything perfectly. Their attacks are known to be lethal, known to be great, as this is where that strategic prowess is able to just shine. And there's a soft wall actually on dirt. That's not great. And that's just going to be able to be popped up open. Blackstone, he's upstairs. Vlad around this blue stairs area. Nivek hunting down the drone as he is finally able to shut it down. And the MP5 brethren upstairs, top floor, separated from the players downstairs. See, now this could be an issue, because the hatches are open, and now there's not really a safe way for you to rotate back to sites. The only thing you can do is go for a flank. But they do have 2 players. A C4 actually being ripped. Blackstone doing something very aggressive, and the repel coming out from the thermite. That's a Thatcher, but I'm not too sure what Leventus was expecting from that. A free pick for Blackstone there, a super easy kill. Nivek sits down his speed 4 trying to get a line of sight onto the main stairs, and he doesn't hit the main stairs, but he hits the floor regardlessly. Blackstone, he's hitting the deck right now, literally prone on the floor. He's in a very stuck position. Can only waste some time right now. The Ash, will she clear it though? Just. She does. Alright, Dan the man. Good pick over there, but great refrag from Nivek because he's come back downstairs and there's another kill for him. What? You can't just let that happen. He's going for another great shot. There's the triple from Nivek and this looks to be a 5-2. James doesn't have the speed to pull the trigger as Delphox has the intel and his head. And Sinister5 have that round 5. And DNMK, they call a tactical timeout. They've had enough of this beating right now, so they're going to slow it down here. It's just not looking like the DNMK we're used to seeing, which is not great, definitely. They need a hero right now, but Sinister5, they're just playing well. Nivek, he's just doing his own thing, but it's not good that he's allowed to do his own things. You saw that refrag, a great refrag from him onto Blackstone there, onto Dan the man who picked up Blackstone. And then he just went wild and swung into kitchen, picked up the thermite. IQ knew exactly where the Malusi was, but just wasn't able to pick up the kill. And then he fell, and it's just a done deal at that point, which, not great. But regardless, that's what it is. A 5-2 scoreline right now. One more round, we could be seeing Sinister5 on match point already. 10 seconds left of this tactical timeout. DNMK just have to cool themselves down here. slow down and just recollect their thoughts. See what they can do heading on into this next attacking round. They have the exact same lineup as they did last time, I'm fairly sure. And CCTV cache are going to be the poison that Sinister5 have picked for this bomb site. A castle being brought out by Delphox, and that's going to be stuck. No 6-pick onto that. And
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
this... yeah, sorry guys, I just have a great headache, and this isn't fun. Rick's not joining. Alright, but round 8, this is where it starts to get a little bit sketchy. Walking on thin ice here, DNMK, but they are not a team that doesn't understand pressure. In fact, if there's a team that understands pressure the best in South Africa, it's DNMK. These guys have been under so much pressure in so many of their games, always just needing that one last step and sometimes just falling short. So they know the pressure. But sometimes in like this, that could be good for them because they're under pressure. It's a Sinister5 game to lose right now. Blackstone running that shotgun on the bandit, which I like to see, but I don't know if DNMK are gonna like to see that because that thing, even though it's a shotgun, that thing's a sniper. It packs a punch. So it looks to be a bandit trick right now, and let's see if DNMK can deal with this bandit trick any better than the side of Sinister5 did. Here's the first bandit, he's popped that, and the second one comes down and pops. Wow, alright. That is so quick from Blackstone there, and there's no support from below, so they can't even do anything about that. Blackstone is going to fall off for the time being, because he probably knows someone's going to be going from below, but instead it's going to be Danderman who's positioned up on this window instead to try and stop this bandit tricking. Blackstone, he's just going to continue his little shenanigans on this wall. Picking up and putting it down is all he's going to be knowing for now. And the thermite charge, the big boy, being taken off, a little bit of chip damage done to Mario, as they can't seem to get this wall open right now. And are they going to be giving up here? It looks like they're just going to be falling off of the wall. It looks like they're going to be going for a full backside take. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Deciding to save their resources for that construction side. So that is a very big win for the side of Sinister5, as that 5 has turned into a 4. Edward, he falls. DNMK losing that IQ. Lots of good intel no longer being able to be brought. I'm really liking this hold from Sinister5 right now, especially about that bandit trick there. It was very solid. DNMK, they have to find something, and they have to find it fairly quick as time dwelling down right now. They have the intel, and they might be able to find someone's feet. Nope, he runs away, and instead he actually picks up the shot. Danderman wasn't expecting that one. Newick, he's 13 for 6 right now. He's not stopping anytime soon, and neither is this shotgun. Thank goodness William's going to be joining us back in a second, and Delphox, he picks up James, and this is looking like another round for Sinister5. Might be turned into 6, the C4 being ripped, but it's not going to find anything. Mario and Leventus, they have to find something, the couple of hard breach and hard breach support. But 40 seconds on the clock, the numbers nowhere near in their favor. This is not looking great whatsoever. I want DNMK to find this round. I want the heroics now. The C4 being ripped. If anything, that just destroyed the bandit. I'm not too sure. Not a great C4. Regardless, Nivek, what are you doing? Running out and uh-oh. All of a sudden, the aggression from Sinister5 not paying out. Nivek runs out completely unprovoked. Kierva does the same thing, and he gets bested as well. Here comes the smokes from Mario. He has to push in, and he hits the knife, and all of a sudden, Mario's on his own. It's a 1 versus 1. The plant going down. Here's the C4. He does no C4. 3 seconds left. Delphox, he has to push on into sight now, and he finds it. That is so lucky. 1 second later, and that round was Mario's. That was a massive throw from Sinister5, and almost gave DNMK that 3rd round, but instead they move on to match point, as Sinister5 becomes number 6. Wow. Okay, there was so many things wrong with that late round that I can't even begin to point out. Like, Mario knifes the bandit, starts to get the bomb down, not too sure where Leventus was, and then Newick and Kierva just playing so aggressive on that door. Like, if you want to win the game, play it smart. It's a 5 versus 2, but we saw just how quickly that 5 versus 2 can turn into a 1-on-1. And if that bomb was planted and he was able to get away, that was probably a 5-3 scoreline. But instead it's 6-2, and now DNMK, they're fighting for not their lives just yet, as this is his first map, but fighting for this map.
Attackers need to locate and
The
defuse
winner of this game going to be going up against Viben, who took out Bravado in spectacular fashion in a 2-0 victory, but by no means was it a clean 2-0 victory. It was both nail-biters of games, 7-5, no, 8-7, and then 7-5. It was, that first map was, I think, giving everyone ROG finals flashbacks there. It was just so close. I know, Bravado, they had 3 map points, which could have swung either way, and then Sandals had that ace clutch there, which was just amazing as well. Just phenomenal games showing that South Africa can bring out some of the best siege you can see. Right now, Sinister5 playing really well as well, but it's basically just Neovik and Delphox. They're just fragging out like crazy right now, but the thing is, there's no one like that on DNMK, and you want to see those names like Edward or Leventus dropping those double-digit kills. This is a fast execute now. They're still setting up. They're not going to be able to reinforce that second wall now, as Dandaman, he just completely sprays on, and he finds Kiva. Instead, that's Edward finding him. Dandaman, he finds himself at around 50 HP, the camera finally being taken down. That is such a fast push on into this area, but you can still hear that setup being made from these defenders. 5 versus 4, it's still completely favorable for Sinister5, and that just makes it even more, as Edward, he's bested from below by that C4 from the hands of Niwek, as he places himself in 14 right now, but he is unable to find the head of the Zoth. 2 minutes on the clock, 4 versus 4, DNMK, they need this round to stay in it. And the way they've been playing so aggressively and keep finding these shots, it could be going their favor. A couple back and forth there. Dandaman trades with Delphox. And Blackstone just doing that really hyper-aggressive stuff that Sinister5 is known for. But just because you're known for it doesn't mean it's a good thing, as it leaves the round onto the shoulders of Vlad. Thank goodness you're back, William, as we find ourselves in a 6-3.
I'm back.
Let's go.
I am so sorry about that. My building had a power reset, so I got the tail end of that situation. But anyway, I'm back. We'll discuss this later. My apologies. What did I miss? Looks like
Sinister5 steamrolled over DNMK right now.
oh my word.
This is not the DNMK we're used to seeing, and Sinister5, they have changed up a lot of stuff. They are just walloping right now. DNMK, they found that last round, and if they're able to play like that, I can definitely see this game being turned back on its head in favor of DNMK. Playing aggressive. In fact, you know what? You can take this round. I need to just sit down for a second.
Yeah, I'm sorry I left you there. Anyway, so back down to Church and Arsenal. I'm not sure what are the order of the rounds and what sites they went to before. So I'm just gonna pick it up from Church and Arsenal, and apparently Sinister5 is steamrolling DNMK, which is a pretty rare sight to see. So maybe DNMK can change things up and bring it back on attack. They're bringing a similar lineup, in exception to Zofia on Dan the Man. And Sinister5 also has a different lineup with, I think, 2 operators being swapped around, and that is the Malusi and Echo. It'll be fun to see that Echo come into play, especially when it comes down to the last 9 seconds of a round. The tunnel side has been hopefully reinforced, but barricaded as well by that Echo, so it will give a sound cue for anybody pushing down into tunnel. So far, the attack seems like it's going to be coming from kitchen and horizontal straight down from stock into blue. So there aren't that many roamers, which not a drone or 2 can fix. If they find those 2 roamers in, are they in cache or garage? I think they're in raft. Yep, they're in cache right now. At least there's two of them, so he will have support. But now the Zephyr gonna cut off a rotation down onto stairs. So that is good support from them. They do know about these two players. So a pinch is gonna be established. And Blackstone takes the head off Edward, impacts into Jim to play a little bit safer and just to keep some distance away from his teammates. Enough so though that he can be refragged if he so does. The Ventus gets hold of the hallway to kitchen, and there's that kitchen hatch being hacked on right now. And there's no impact tricking happening, but the Echo drone is going to be gathering some intel.
Yeah. Heading on into the second stage, middle stages of this round, which could be the last round of this map. Blackstone finding a good shot onto Edward, but he's dropped to about 5 HP, and a misplaced impact could be the end of his own demise. Nivek, he's still up top though, and he is the menace of this bomb site, absolutely destroying on these flanks and just going unpunished for it. Vlad also in a fairly powerful position inside of this lounge area. He sees the toes and he taps away. Mario running away, just missing a couple of his toes, but he's still standing. So as long as his leg is not ripped off entirely, he can continue. Nivek falls back down the stairs, but he's able to pick up another. This is what I'm saying, Nivek. He's so good at just these flanks, and now he's inside of kitchen. And he finds this is no. This shouldn't be allowed from DNMK, where Nivek is 16 for 8, running around inside a kitchen. And this isn't the first round this has happened. Again, finally he's shut down. No, it was Vlad who was shut down, but Nivek follows suit, and it's 2 versus 2.
As he's also shut down, but he caused a lot of damage. That was a 3k, I believe. I may be wrong with that. Right now, James is pushing into a tunnel right now. He's going to be contested by somebody, but Blackstone is only on 5 HP. So if you breathe on him, he's practically dead. The vent is pushing down blue. 12 seconds left. Some sort of action has to be made here by DNMK. Banshee goes up, so that's going to notify somebody, but Leventus does get a kill onto KWR. But Blackstone is trying to find that sort of flank. He's going to take it up from above, so that hatch might prove useful after all. But is he going to get an angle to take out one of these players? He does manage to steal, but just a slither that he cannot be able to make out. But nonetheless, he has to find them. 32 seconds left. It is doable, but, you know, if the NMK holds their position and just plays safe, then it's pretty much a round for them. Right now, he has to jump that hatch. He's trying to fake out the little pixies over there. 18 seconds left. You gotta breathe on one of them and they die. That is the ace. The ace catches a bullet. That's the death of him, but the ace can shoot back at that. And they get around for DNMK. Catching up a little bit.
Tactical timeout being called by the side of Sinister5 as they had it 6-2 and all of a sudden it's 6-4. So the rounds are getting a bit closer and the pressure being built up on that Sinister5 side. This is what I was saying. DNMK, they are known to play under the pressure. But now that Sinister5 realizes just because the score was 6-2 doesn't mean they won the game. It's sort of setting in on them.
I'm still finding it hard that Sinister5 escaped 6-2 scoreline against the Dynamic. But as they are escaping, they go back to Church and Arsenal. So that suggests that they know the mistakes they've done, and they're bringing a Castle and a Valkyrie at that, including a Mozzie as well. So that is a lot of intel and intel denial coming out from Sinister5. But they do have Delphox on the Aruni to circumvent whatever projectiles that might open up any sort of through doors or walls or whatever. And the Vigil on Newark is going to be roaming. He has been proven to be very effective on those roams. So giving him a Vigil to top it off, that may seem a bit too powerful. But Sunset, switching over from Jaeger to Vigil, good idea, bad idea? I mean, you are giving up a lot of utility for just a roam play.
You are giving up a lot of utility. But the thing is that the roam play of Sinister5 is just that trump card that they have. The round, that last round, they really should not have lost whatsoever. And the only reason they were in that position where they should have lost that round was because of the roam. So enhancing that roam might be that one little extra push over the line that they need. But
Yep.
then again, you are losing the Jaeger. But the Jaeger really doesn't do much because there's no one really holding down those positions. Like no one's really sitting inside of blue that they can be naded out of. So I'd say it's a fair trade, the Vigil for the Jaeger, which could work out here. Sinister5, they had that 4-2 advantage. Newek just playing more aggressive than he should have, and that's just something that this team does. They don't know, once they hit that gas pedal, they don't stop it. And this is going to be an SSG strat. Upstairs, here we go. The Valkyrie being thrown out, Vlad putting down that castle barricade, and now is when you start to wait and see how DNMK can clear out everything.
Yep, they have a lot to peel away, starting from the top down. And Nivik peels away James's body and puts him in the morgue. As DNMK also answers back with a kill onto Nivik. So they did well into dealing with Nivik early on, so he's not going to cause a lot of trouble. And you hit the nail in the head the other time, as you said. Bringing the Jaeger, there's not much to bring the Jaeger for, as there are no grenades at all from DNMK side of things. So it's not a loss bringing the Vigil, but the Vigil only got away with one for one trade. So I don't know, it's not a loss and it's not a gain at the end of the day. Equal man count, except for DNMK being on very low HP. Not sure from where, probably some unrelated gunfight. Leventus also now has control of that hallway again. Seems to be a staple for him to hold down. And there goes those capital bolts. And right now, it looks like Edward is the only one making a push onto site. Maybe there's some coordination and timing issues going on with DNMK. But KWR eliminates Mario as Edward gets a pick of his own onto KWR. Frag for a frag is the story and the moral of the day this round.
Blackstone still alive upstairs, even though his duo partner Newek is dead. But Delphox, he's dropped, and all of a sudden, sight is completely free. Both of these, now it's just the one. The Ventus picks up the kill on the rotating player, and Vlad, he's gonna have to make the same rotate as the person hops off of Repel and starts to begin to push into the site. Nothing. He looks to push, but nothing. Match point. All of a sudden. Doesn't seem to mean too much for DNMK as they push themselves into 6-5. One more round and overtime. It was a 6-2, William.
Yeah, it's amazing how some of these scores can just be, trickle down from about a 6-2 to a 6-6 or a 5-6. Anything can happen in Siege. That's how 5v1s get taken down to 1v1s, or that's how 4v1s get thrown. But yeah, you shouldn't be throwing away a 6-2 score lead. But it seems like they're shuffling pretty hard right now. They're going back to CCTV and Cash Room. But in terms of the previous round, well played for Leventus. He played that entire round just on that spot, waiting for somebody to rotate. And finally somebody did rotate and fell to Leventus. So CCTV and Cash. I don't know what happened in the previous rounds in terms of defense from Sinister5 in CCTV and Cash, but we'll see how they hold it down this time.
Yeah. I mean, although he waited like half the round, it ended up working, so what can you say other than well done? But now's just that little bit of fear for. So this was actually the best site for Sinister5, so I can most definitely see this map going either way here. If the DNMK gets a lucky break here or just gets anything in the beginning of this round, then they can take this round. We see ourselves in overtime. If Sinister5 they decide to play a little bit more passive, then we can definitely see them taking this map. So it's a coin flip as of right now. But yeah, mental shaken up definitely in the Sinister5 camp, because you had it 2-6, it's 5-6 now. You're scared of that overtime, because the second it goes to that overtime, I think DNMK is going to take it there.
Yep, I 100% agree with you. And judging by those two rounds, seems like DNMK has been playing a lot more careful this time, a lot more cleaner. They're trying to tick the right boxes, and they're trying to tick every single box they can possibly tick right now. And right now you can see step by step as to what's happening. Open that garage wall to get a line of sight into rafters and main breach wall. And now breach into gym and get control over gym and bedroom and possibly logistics. And now they're going to be pushing that CCTV wall, and there'll probably be somebody pushing down into garage and trying to pressure that rafters player. Right now, while that's happening, Dan the Man is pressuring from construction side of things. Seems like there's 3 players from DNMK onto construction side. So I'm guessing there's going to be 1 player on main breach and then 1 player on window. If not window, then CCTV window.
Yeah. Oh, Newegg, he escapes his life somehow. Just barely, though, as he has a trickle of HP left, and the man unable to capitalize on that kill there. But that's good. The HP in favor of DNMK now, and so is the time. You still have 1 minute. You've gotten these power positions, but the wall's still not open. That is an issue. Now this front wall being open, the spray from Dan the Man could happen. But the wall's open regardlessly. Newegg, he forced that Capital bolt. And that's one of the biggest players on the side of Sinister5 down. The C4 being blown, but finds nothing. Not the greatest C4 at all. Positions being held from Sinister5 as they start to get a little bit agitated here. 40 seconds on the clock. Blackstone, he wants to swing, but he's going to have to contain his excitement as Vlad falls. 5 versus 3. 30 seconds. Now's a swing? No. He's teasing it.
Teasing the swing, but James isn't teasing any bullets or teasing KWR. He wants to eliminate him completely. Delphox also finds the pick onto Edward, leaving Blackstone and Delphox alone to deal with the mess. There's 4 players from DNMK, and James eliminates Delphox on the round right now. Blackstone left alone while Mario goes for the plant. Dan the Man finishes the job and gets another round for DNMK. This is looking very horrible for Sinister5 as the score is now 6-all. They are kicking themselves in the butt at the moment because you don't want that overtime, especially from a 6-2 lead. That is horrible.
Yeah. You had that 4-2 split. You picked up the first 2 defense rounds. You had that momentum rolling. You had that mental, and now it's just shifted.
Yeah.
Everything I just said, all of that doesn't matter anymore because it's basically just shifted to DNMK. They've found themselves 4 rounds in a row. They've gotten everything they need to string together this win. And now it is looking very, very likely.
Yep, and talking about advantages, and yeah, DNMK now has the advantage because they have the ball rolling, and they've caught onto the momentum now, and they've completely shut down Sinister5's momentum, especially when it came down to when it was 6-3. That's when the shutdown started happening, and they've just been chiseling away into Sinister5. And now Sinister5 has to either fight back. It only takes these 2 rounds, or these following 2 to 3 rounds. So, yeah. But they still do have defense, nonetheless. Even if they have been doing a little bit horrible on the side of defense, nonetheless, they do have defense. They can bring it back over here. And they're bringing the Echo again. Not sure how it worked out in the previous rounds, but I'm not sure that it went that well at all. Edward on the Capital is going to be holding that dock and kitchen hallway flank again that Leventus has been holding down so pretty well. And we'll see what the attack is going down from.
Yep. This is just... And then again, they get this control so fast.
How is that not reinforced?
Yeah, oh, James, he escapes his life. Very lucky there to still call himself a living person. And Newegg, yet again, in these weird positions, playing just so aggressively. Wait, is Newegg inside of Moto right now with that hatch soft, or where is he? Okay, no, he's
He's top floor.
Hatch is open, Nivek gives his position. He still has C4 to deal with the person up top if he wants to, but his team relies on him right now, so I think he needs to calm down a little bit. And if anything, I'd recall him back to site. They've done a good time. They've done a good job wasting the time. Edward, he's on this angle that Leventus loves so dearly this time. And 1 minute 30 on the clock. 5 versus 5. You have Nivek upstairs. He's stopping everything, but now look at this. Now's when it's going to be an issue. Okay, but they know where Dandaman is. The yokai drone upstairs with them, supporting them in that sense. Mario's down. Nivek picks up the frag, and he's bested, but not without doing a lot of damage to Leventus.
Yep,
4
I did
versus-
want to mention that even though KWR eliminates Leventus, even though the mute or whoever was up top knew that they had to rotate down, I think they knew about that hold on the hallway, so that's why they didn't want to immediately come back down, so they just held their position upstairs. Nonetheless, they did get a kill out of it. They did cause some damage. If I believe somebody is still upstairs, either rotating all the way into cash room and somewhere else, possibly going to go down to blue and flank a couple of players. Blackstone eliminates Edward as James gets a kill of his own onto Blackstone. Vlad adding on to the kill count and leaving James to finish the mess. He does push into Armory. Will he be able to get this kill onto the smoke? No, he doesn't. No smoke canisters yet. The shotgun in hand. KWR eliminates James and gets a round for Sinister5.
Why couldn't you have done that in any of those 6 rounds leading up to that point? They're gonna be asking themselves that exact same question. Like, what the hell were we doing? But they picked up the round, and now they have another 2 match points to play with.
Yeah.
They have this round. If they can't close it out, then they have next round. But the thing is,
They're on attack.
they're on attack. This was their powerful position here. Attack. Very strong for them. They conquered that beast of defense. And now DNMK have to show us what they have on defense. They won Gym Bedroom. They played it once. They won it once. 100% win rate.
Attackers need to locate and
Yeah.
defend the bomb.
Unstoppable defense. I mean, the unstoppable attack versus the immovable defense.
Yeah. I mean, the good side of it is that you've won it. The bad side of it is that Sinister5 knows what to do. Well, we're assuming Sinister5 now knows what to do. So, if they play their cards right, they might be able to peel away onto this defense because they know what the setup is going to be like unless DNMK changes a couple of things around. So far, it doesn't look like there's any changes. They're doing the typical spread onto cash and CCTV and possibly into red hallway, which is going to be happening. So if Sinister5 sort of guesses and gets that west jacuzzi wall open early enough, it might force a couple of DNMK's defenders to rotate a little earlier or to rotate so they can support anybody on the west side of things. And then add it on to with a couple of players onto the balcony just to pressure around, or somebody onto main stairs to push up. I don't know, think it might well, but we'll see what Sinister5 has in store for us on this attack.
See if any cards up their sleeves of DNMK. As Sinister5, they were looking to be running dry of those trump cards. Their final little stance of, wait, we have something else, was that swap from the Jaeger to Vigil, but it didn't prove to do too much. So let's see what they have on attack though. Kiva, he's loving his Yana, and he's playing it well. He's getting that intel, he's using those nades, and he's getting kills. He might not be the top fragger, but he's getting kills when they matter. So I can support his play over here. He's entry fragging with this drone right now, pushing up with it. The wall's open already. And now is the gun 6 burning. Oh no, it's not burning, it got yoinked.
Got yoinked by the magnet on the Wamai, so those ADSs may survive, but the shield does not survive. Guess who else doesn't survive? That's KWR, courtesy of James, taking both their heads off. The ADSs are there. They will be reset in 10 seconds, and that 10 seconds is now. It's 3 ADSs there. That is overkill, but overkill is what you want and what you need sometimes because they do have those Wamai magnets to circumvent any sort of projectile that's happening elsewhere.
Yeah, James, he's doing his own thing. He says, "Yeah, Neo can do this, but so can I." And he's just playing amazing. Vlad, as I said, why do I talk? Huh? Why do I talk? James, he gets shut down by Vlad, and now this round slowly teeters back to Sinister5, but the DNMK, they have that lead, and they have a fairly firm grip of it because the wall's not open yet. It's been mute jam, so it's not going to work. You're going to need to wait for your boy Vlad, and there it is. Okay, the wall, it's going to be opened, but 40 seconds of the clock, they're going to have to do something fairly fast after this wall is opened.
Right, so it looks like they're going to be sending a player onto gym window, a player into construction, and one onto west wall. So they only have 3, so that's all they can do. Versus DNMK's players with 1 on main stairs, 1 in jacuzzi, 1 in logistics, and I think 1 facing off. Leventus, my word! How does he get a lineup onto Delphox and somebody else in Blackstone? Eliminated last, and that gets another round for DNMK. Yes, this overtime is heart-wrenching.
Today's games have been bangers, absolute class of games, and this one is no exception. We're going into the full 15, William.
You full 15 at that. But who's gonna take it this time, dude?
Honestly, I'm fairly sure DNMK. Here's the pocket strat. Here's the pocket strat from Sinister5. There's the cap can, the rook. What's being 6th picked? The cap can. Okay. Rook gonna be giving you extra HP. So, alright. But I'd have said just swap the rook into the... Anyway, whatever. That's not my field of expertise. That's their own. So now we have to see, will this pocket strat be enough to stop DNMK? Or will this roll of DNMK slowly crumble Sinister5 and find themselves map 1? This map pick is of Sinister5, so this is a very big map pick. I mean, a very big map for both of these players. If DNMK pick up this map, I'm thinking it's going to go for a 2-0. If Sinister5 pick up this map pick, I think we're going to be finding ourselves in map 3.
And that is exactly what we want to see. So I'm assuming Sinister5 has not gone to gym and bedroom at all when I was gone. Or have
Honestly,
they?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
All right, so anyway, I'll go on the assumption that they have, and that's why they are going there right now for the end of this match, and it might be the last Hail Mary because they need it. Right now, James is wasting no time taking control over Rafters, and that wall also being opened super early. Dynamic isn't messing around right now. They're dynamically pushing into garage and they have control over Rafters. But they still have a lot of ground to make because they have to push into cash room and construction. But nothing is stopping them so far except for Delphox stopping Dynaman dead in his tracks. And that is first blood drawn. But at that, the CCTV wall is going to be open. Courtesy of those castles, the Thatcher has to use a breaching charge onto those windows.
Yeah, but he has to fall downstairs and he meets his own demise there, James being the harbinger of death there for him, as that Capital bolt pushes him downstairs. And now this pinch onto Cash is able to be set up. There's one of the smokes being tossed out. And it's just going to be the player, I think it's the castle there, but he falls back. C4 not hitting anything, as Edward makes the right call to push through the wall. Not the doorway, because if he chose the doorway, he would have chosen death. And look at that Mute playing close with that shotgun. This could be the deciding factor of the round, if he just doesn't play too aggressive just yet.
Indeed, it could be, but right now that castle barricade is still up, and the hatch and logistics is also still up. But equal in man count and equal in what I believe. Oh, I mean, that impact is going to take it out. So I don't know what he was trying to achieve in trying to do that. But Bandit Trick does happen and gets rid of that thermite charge. And Delphox gets rid of James in logistics hatch. And leaving it down to a 4v3 man count. 50 seconds left. So DNMK has to come up with something real soon And I'm not sure if this attack onto Jim is going to work or not.
Did Mario try to? Yeah, I think Mario put the thermite charge in the middle of the wall,
Yes.
so it was like super susceptible to that impact trick. I mean that bandit trick.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mario is just getting absolutely manhandled by this bandit right now. As his exothermic gets tricked, and then his drone gets shot out.
What is
It
the
could just be
second
this-
one? Art?
Yeah, and Blackstone, he's actually going to be the player that falls, but Vlad picks up a double, and now it's just Leventus. 10 seconds of the clock as he swings out, not finding any kill just yet, and Vlad, he picks up the last 3 plays of DNMK. And you could have just done this, like, 7 rounds ago, guys. But in the end, DNMK fall to Sinister5, and map 1 goes the way we didn't think. I'm pretty sure we both thought DNMK was going to win this one.
Yeah, I was pretty sure DNMK
Yeah.
was gonna take a map 1. But yeah, they were only teasing. They were only teasing in
prank,
those
bro.
rounds.
Just a prank.
Yeah, they were dangling the carrot in the air and they're saying, "No, this map is ours." But nonetheless, DNMK did try to bring it back. They did bring it back actually, and it came down to overtime match point, but it fell to the hands of Sinister5. Well played to them. So map 2 is going to be Cafe. Don't know if the players are going to be taking a bit of a break or not.
Yeah, first we have to fly from that clubhouse to cafe, so 5 minutes,
Mhm.
and we'll be back soon.
Yeah, 5-minute flight. Imagine that.
5 minutes flight, just teleporting at this point. Yeah.
Gone.
Oh,
But yeah, what's your take coming from that match? Sunset. It's I know I missed a lot of it, but it seemed like in the beginning, it seemed like Sinister5 was doing very well, except for their attacks. Their attacks were really questionable. So when I came back, I was pretty surprised that it was 6-2 to them.
I was just surprised as you are, like, just but watching the game, it was pretty crazy. They were just playing a little bit too aggressive, I'd say. Like, they could have
Oh,
won
okay.
a lot more rounds. They could have won the game 6-2 if Newek decided, like, to know when to stop, but instead it was just peeking anything and everything. Are we in a what's it, intermission? Right. Well, we're going to be going into a short intermission, so we'll see you guys soon.
Okay.
Baby, wait, I know that you're afraid, but it'll be okay if you just stay with me, and we can run from here, and we can disappear, and they won't find us where we are going, dear. So baby, hold on to me, 'cause I know I can make you You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars. But the dark gets so lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence. And the dark's all that I see. When your stars are burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You're the night sky hiding behind dark gray clouds. I can't figure you out now. I see all blue. There is so much cold in you, and the silence is so loud when you go. I just stay dancing with my shadow all day. Watch the time. I can't find the point where our two paths align. Right? You're the night sky. I'm trying to see your stars, but I've always feared the dark. Now I see violet. I can feel your silence. You always feel so far when your stars are burnt out and your heart makes no sound. I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky. You'll always be my night sky.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the action in WLE. And I'm William, also known as Will Phoenix, and with me is Sunset. And the action continues as we switch maps and go over to Cafe Dostoevsky. Sunset.
Hello,
What be now?
that is me.
So, Cafe, we saw first map Clubhouse gone in favor of Sinister5, and we were expecting DNMK to take it. So, map 2, Cafe, do you think it's going to go to DNMK this time, or is Sinister5 going to 2-0 them?
Both of these teams are very good at Cafe, but
Mhm.
DNMK is starting on attack, which I think swings it in favor of DNMK because their attack is just so efficient, so clean, so coordinated. And if they can continue with that attacking style, I can most definitely see DNMK taking this series 2-0. I mean, sorry, to
2-1.
map 3. Yeah.
Which will probably end in a 2-1. And map 3 being Oregon. I think we haven't seen Oregon in a bit at this tournament. I think we've seen it once or twice. Can't remember which teams. Actually, we did see Oregon today, didn't we? On one of the 3 maps that were played? Or am I wrong?
It's only 2 maps.
Yeah. Vibin and Bravado. So we'll see if the players are ready in the lobby and they are ready to bench 4 operators. Which of those 4 operators do you think is going to be? Possibly a Thatcher. That's like a staple ban. That's a map never goes without a Thatcher ban, I guess.
Yeah, Thatcher probably, maybe a Nomad from the side of Sinister5, because we saw DNMK utilizing Nomad a lot. And Nomad, for good reason, one of the best operators on this map. So, the thing is, if it does go into that Nomad ban, let's see. Okay, so it's a Thatcher from Sinister5. Now DNMK's ban, and this one, I have no idea what it's going to be.
I think I agree with you. It's either going to be a Nomad or it might be a Heart Breacher. Come on.
Jack,
Oh wow! Well, this
ranked
is
game time.
kind of looking like a ranked match.
Mirror, come on, ban Mirror, and then the last person ban Kavir. And then we're going to EU for
A clash, a ban clash.
tomfoolery. Oh, it's Maestro.
That's nice. That is a good ban from DNMK. But that leaves a Valkyrie on the board, but at least IQ isn't banned at all. She's still on the board, so we'll see what the last ban is from Sinister5. Will they ban the Valkyrie, or are they going to ban someone else? Possibly the Mirror. Yes, and that is the Mirror off the board. So Valkyrie and IQ on board. It'll be good to see that interaction happen, if it is going to happen. I foresee DNMK using a lot of Flores this time around, as I've heard a lot of talk from Justin about Flores. So I'm going to read into that and assume that they're going to play a ton of Flores. And I'm wrong about that unless he's going to be 6th pick.
Yeah, it is a little Tachanka. So, but yeah, Flores is an amazing operator that is underused in this. This is for you casters. Where is it? Yeah, thanks, Edward. We were saying that Nomad is utilized a lot on this map, and you'll be surprised by what Delphox is bringing. So you'll be seeing that in a couple of seconds.
Attackers need to locate
You got yourselves a little clash as a treat.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it clashes either. There's no gray area most of the time in Clash. It's either a huge miss or it's a successful pick. But depending on where that Clash is going to be playing, we'll see how effective it is. I'm assuming he's going to be either playing around Whiskey side of things to help out the people in White Stairs or Brown Stairs. Oh, it's looking like he's going to play upstairs. So he might not be playing upstairs. He might just be going to do the hatch.
Doing his own thing, doing what he wants to do. Look at that Clash just trotting along. No running in the halls!
And then she proceeds to run
And
in
then
the
she
hall.
just proceeds to run in red hallway. Yeah, alright. Ban her from the server. Where's the hall monitor when you need her? Dude. School is
Right.
not fun. Anyway, this is
No.
school, this is game time. Let's do it. Action phase, round 1, map 2. Sinister5 against DNMK. Both good teams. And they're both fighting for a spot in the finals against Vibin.
And right now the site is in kitchen. There goes Delphox. He's gonna hit that castle a barricade 11 times. So the 12th time is going to take it down completely. So he's trying to catch anybody that's coming down in that hallway off guard by just melee hitting that castle barricade 1 time and then getting a couple of shots in or killing somebody. But he does have Blackstone in tow to support him on that white hallway. But the Nomad and most of actually DNMK's players are down in train side of things and Red Hall. They're probably going to be going down into that hatch, and it's looking like a Freezer and White Stairs push. Good rotate from them, because I think they took it from train and now they're rotating over to that side. Couple of shots from Nivik, but doesn't find anyone and doesn't chisel at anyone's health at all.
Yeah, as we head on into the second half of this round, Delphox still prepping a couple of castle barricades that he can escape nice and quickly. I do like this more sort of turtle strat for Sinister5. Nivik, he might be able to find someone over here, and he presented a head, but he's unable to land the shot uncharacteristic of him. And James runs away with his life, but so does Newek. 1 minute 15 in the clock now, and Kiva might be going up for a little flank.
Yep, if that flank works, then that's going to be very troublesome for DNMK, because unless they have some nomads set up for those flanks, they don't have any attention being put on any of these stairs. LMG goes brup to the back of KWR's Valkyrie, but no contact at all. Does narrowly escape with his life with full HP at that. Mario drops down the freezer hatch. We might see an execute happen here if there is somebody behind him for that support to get the plan down. The Zofia drops, but somebody is going to stay up on that hatch. Edward does eliminate Nivek on the process, but the diffuser does finally go down as the Valkyrie does get downed on top of that. So here comes the clash to kind of alleviate a little bit of pressure, but what's alleviating when that diffuser is already down? With Mario and Leventus adding on to the kill count. Edward getting in on the action, leaving Blackstone to try and find all 5 DNMK's players. SMG in hand, trying to hit a couple of shots onto Sophia, but not managing at all. But the long-range gunshot from, I think it was Edward on the Nomad, finishing around and getting around for DNMK.
Yeah, this is what we're saying. The attacks from DNMK are so lethal. The second they see an opportunity, they jump, and they saw one. Sight, completely open for the taking, and they took it. Dropped hatch, got bombed down, simple, nothing went wrong. And Sinister5, a completely massive oversight, not seeing that, hey, the hatch is open. What happens if they just drop hatch? Well, that's what happens if they just drop hatch. They win the round.
Yeah, there should have been a way more attention being paid onto that rotate. Assuming that somebody was rotating, they should have spotted that way easier than before. But a clash is gonna still be played from from Sinister5, yeah? They're still gonna bring the clash, they're still gonna bring the same set of operators, with the exception to Blackstone on the Mozzie.
Yeah, Blackstone on this Mozzie, he's been doing a lot of roaming last map with Newek, the dynamic duo. And we'll be seeing if they can do anything as a dynamic duo this round. As last round, nothing worked out, as it was a flawless round from DNMK. And we have to keep a DNMK flawless round count, as they're known for flawless rounds on this map. Against Phoenix, I think they got 3 of those, which is just amazing. 3 flawless rounds with the enemy team. It's 15 kills without, like, a refrag. I just find that quite funny.
Yeah, that is quite efficient. And if you win in that convincingly in a round, then yeah, that means, were they on attack while they were getting those flawless rounds?
I think it was 2 as attack, 1 defense.
Okay. Yeah, so they know their stuff when it comes to Cafe, and they are very dangerous when it comes to Cafe. Right now, that clash is going to be playing a makeshift shield, an ADS on that Pixel. Quite a good way to hold Pixel as well, because now you can get a lot of information without actually peeking on all windows of Piano and Cigar side of things. Right now, Piano is going to be contested by somebody on the window, and the wall is finally breached from Red Stairs. So that means DNMK is ticking all the right checkboxes this time, but not contested from anywhere else as well, besides for Dan the Man getting a kill onto Nivik. So besides all of that, DNMK is making good progress right now.
Yeah, like you were saying, instead of a shield, you got the Delphox, who is basically a shield, but also talks to you, gives you calls, and if they turn around fast enough, they have a gun. So it's a pretty cool shield, if you ask me. Edward, he opens up. There's someone's head. Oh, that's your teammate. Yeah, that's why you're not shooting. All right, I understand now. That could have been a kill, but no one's sitting there. Good C4 picks up Dan the Man. That's the person's head. Alleviated Leventus picks up Delphox. No more clash now. And Blackstone, he knows someone's in this window, but they just ran away. So now he's just gonna be wasting his own time there. We could be seeing a Blackstone vault over here, and if so, that could be funny. Vlad just saw someone ran, and I'm pretty sure it's just the Yana drone. But I think that spooked him quite a bit. Hell, that would have spooked me if I just saw one enemy running onto the side. Vlad, he's picked off 4 versus 2. 1 round on the clock. This round is looking so good for DNMK.
Yep, DNMK making a lot of progress. They are very close onto an execute, but Blackstone executes Leventus off of that window completely. But Mario and teammates do have control over Bar and Freezer this time, pushing straight in. Caution to the wind, but he is in good position to get that plant going off, and that is exactly what he's doing right now. Blackstone has to find 2 of them. That plant is. He got off of that plant because he heard a couple of footsteps coming in towards him, and Mario gets another round. Actually gets a round for DNMK, making it a 1-1 scoreline. Is this the beginning of a back and forth again on this map?
Well, it's 2-0.
No, actually,
so-
it's 2-0. I don't know
Yeah.
why I thought Sinister5 had a round. But anyway, looks like DNMK is running away with this one. We'll see if Sinister5 has something to say about it.
Yeah, round 2 so far. One of your players has 3 kills, and that's it. No one else on your team has a kill, which not great. And we did see this sort of thing happening with Phoenix, where it was also like one player had 2 kills in like 2 rounds or something like that,
Attackers need
and
to
it just
locate
wasn't looking great. And it's just starting to shape up like that. But Vibin, if they're watching this and DNMK end up moving to this finals, I don't think they're going to want to take into Cafe, because DNMK are looking deadly.
Yeah, Cafe and DNMK go hand in hand when it comes to attack, and most of the time as well as defense. But right now, they are looking clinical, as you say, Sunset. And we'll see if Sinister5 will be able to answer to that. Right now, they are bringing a Warden, I believe. It's going to be playing where most of the time you'll see an Ella playing that position. You'll see an Ella or somebody with a shotgun, an Ella or a Mute playing in that position. But they're going to be playing a Warden, and that's to counter those flashbangs or smoke grenades that are going to be popped off in that position. And anybody who's going to be dropping down on that position, he's going to have a line of sight onto them. I'm not 100% sure about the hatch being open though, because then you can easily be contested from below, and that could nullify your position entirely.
Yeah. 2 minutes 30 now. DNM Cafe now against Sinister Minimum, pushing on onto this top floor. Yet again, the Valkyrie cam spotted out. That one's taken out. Blackstone makes his way down this white stairs. One is wanting to see if he can pick up anyone on the rappel, but he's probably watched the VODs, so he knows that the NMK like to hold those drones there. And Sinister5, they are playing this shield inside of Cigar. We saw Imperial do this against them, and it worked. So Sinister5, they've lost this map before to Imperial 7. I think Imperial 7, right? Yeah, Imperial 7.
Yeah.
Who got knocked out by Bravado before Bravado were knocked out by Vibin, because they were vibing on Villa. And now James, here comes a nade. Might be lethal onto this ward if not careful, but he messes it up. So no lethal nades. Newek has to fall away, and now the guns are lethal though, because the kills are there, and now Newek, he just pushes on into piano, and he's just chilling.
Yep, he has to chill there, but I don't think he's chilling as much as we think he is chilling, because he was only on 5 HP and Mario does finish him off. And I was completely wrong about Vlad's position, because he's playing that position all the way down from Pillar. So he's going to be seeing anybody that walks into Cigar from a red stairs side of things. Hopefully, so that's the plan. Will it work? We'll see. But James is going to have something to say about it as he pushes onto Pillar all the way down from Reading Room entrance. It is a 4v2 in favor of Sinister5, with Edward and James being the last 2 left to finish off this round. They do know about the castle, so he's going to be pushed downstairs, and James does get the better of Vlad. So that is the castle off the board, making it a 2v3. This is good progress for DNMK, but 24 seconds left. You have to keep going at the pace that you have been going in terms of kills, or you have to set up for that execute. But James, has gotten rid of Blackstone. James has gotten rid of KWR as well. This is intense right now as Delphox has to come back. C4 in hand is still there, so that could help a little bit. If the intel is there, then he'll be able to stop this plan. I think he's going to be doing... Oh, he gets James, but doesn't get the person who was planting the diffuser. He's going to be rotating up to white stairs, and that might give Edward a little bit of a chance to go all the way up to the roof. Now, if Delphox had read this a bit sooner, he may have been able to go for that defuse and get away with it, but that's not the case. It's like Edward has repelled back onto the window, but I think he's going to the skylight upstairs. And that gives him a very long-range shot onto the diffuser, giving Delphox no chance at all to defuse. All he has to do now is listen for it, and he can go for the shot.
Yeah, there it is. Great recovery from DNMK on that round. It should have been a 2-1 there, but the kill onto the player downstairs, Vlad, I think that just sent that spiraling downhill and collapsing down. Just like DNMK, Edward is my dad, Leventa says that. But yeah, DNMK picking up a third consecutive round. This is a good start for them on this map. DNM Cafe, this is definitely what we're used to seeing from them.
Yeah, and not what we're used to seeing from Sinister5. Third time's the charm, I guess, going back to bar and cocktail. I don't know, if I was them, I would probably go somewhere else, but the second time around they went, you would assume that they knew what the mistakes were. Still didn't work. Third time around, hopefully they know exactly what they needed to fix, and hopefully it is fixed, because they need to get at least a round or two on the board, especially when it comes to the split. They only have 3 rounds left to accomplish that, to sort of null the pressure a little bit when going on to the split, so they come away with either 4-2, 3-3 split, but you don't want to be seeing a 5-1 or a 6-0 split.
Definitely not. If you're a Sinister5 fan, you're going to be wanting them to pick up at least 2 rounds here. Obviously, the best they could do is that 3-3 split, which honestly wouldn't be too bad. In fact, that would be pretty good, because both these teams rely on these strong attacks. So if they can pick up these 3 rounds, I can see that being in favor of Sinister5 rather than DNMK. But the thing is they have to get these 3 rounds first, instead of us just talking about them getting it.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, maybe you have that caster's curse of saying, yeah, they'll get around, and then they get around. Like, oh, they might not get another round, and then they get around.
DNMK have 7. Sinister has 0. Ooh, Sinister has 7. DNMK have 3. Alright, there we go. No one's. Someone's never winning a round ever again. There we go. Is the clock goes active? Whoever wins this round wins the game. Let's do it.
Yeah, that's how it should work. Penalty kicks, but I'm just wondering if that Warden has some ADSs to help him out on that position. Last time he was easily taken care of with just a couple of flashbangs and a couple of grenades. Oh my god! What a 6-shot onto Mario from that hatch, but Nivek does get taken out in the process. Flashbangs coming in to get that Pixel player off position or to eliminate him completely. And the castle, I think it is, getting a couple of shots onto Dan the Man from somewhere else. I believe that position from pillars it was, as he circles back into reading room.
There is no reason that Nivek wins that gunfight onto Mario. They good refrag from Leventus, they're picking him up. And luckily Nivek, he's not yet too active on this map, and neither is Vlad or Kiva. They're both 0 for 3 for 0. But this side of DNMK looking a lot stronger than that last map. Edward 5 for 1, Leventus 2 for 2. So if Leventus wakes up, I genuinely don't see any way that Sinister5 can win this game. And that just makes it even less likely with Edward. He's just on his own tear right now. Blackstone, he swings wide, not being able to collect anything as he swings at the wrong time, not able to find himself there. He gets the intel, knows she's there, but she has a much bigger magazine than him. And it's just a magazine sizing contest right now.
And magazine sizing contest. There's a shotgun from KWR onto Edward. And here making it a 3v3 man count. The shotgun in the tail of the Ayana, but connecting at all. Besides the Ayana being on 5 HP. It's a 3v1 in favor of DNMK. Vlad has to find 3 of these players, with one of them being on 5 HP, but he's on full HP, so he's got the health advantage. Besides Leventis being a problem for him, if he's those players coming in from New Hatch or from Cigar side of things, he may be able, but he gets away with this one entirely. But that's because the diffuser was somewhere else. Not sure exactly where it was dropped, or oh my god, it was on the roof on New Bulk Hatch, and that is a very problematic for DNMK. I believe somebody was supposed to rotate and pick it up, but oh yeah, it was Mario being eliminated there early on. Okay, makes more sense now.
Oh goodness. I wonder what Vlad was thinking as time ticks to 0 and he's won the round by just sitting there looking pretty. Yeah, it was me. Get wrecked, guys. 1 versus 3. That's going in the Taj. Yeah, that's just a mishap, and that's what happened. Sinister5, not the best way to get your first round, but it's a round regardless. And if it's a gift, you may as well accept it.
Yeah, it's toast all around, champagnes, and here comes the momentum shift is what they're hoping for. So whether it will happen, we'll see. I'm pretty sure DNMK is not going to be looking into making that mistake once again. Especially when it comes down to this round, where you have to make a top-down take again. So it's a reading and mining. I think the reading and fireplace. So we'll see if the hold is going to spread all the way into train, or is it going to be a normal top-down hold with holding cigar and a little bit of piano on top of that.
Yeah. Regardlessly, Sinister5 really lucky to get that round. I don't think momentum shift is going to happen just yet, because the DNMK, they know they could have won that round if it wasn't for that slight blunder of a misplay. Unfortunate, but that's how the game, that's how the candle melts in the end. 3-1 the scoreline. They know what they have to do, and they know exactly how they're going to do it. Okay, so very efficient on this attack, really, and now just clearing out this Aruni. Delphox, he's not going to want to find any heat over here, so he just books it. The drone, he finds that mid-air. Oh, he picks up a double! Oh, that is a thread of a needle. James and Dan the Man are going to be questioning what the hell just happened. As Delphox...
I mean, they did drone him.
Yeah.
So...
And Newek, he picks up Leventis. They knew he was there, so they're going to be questioning how he met.
I'm questioning what Blackstone is doing.
Blackstone no longer wants to be in the round. He's had enough of this. Screw it, he's out.
Yeah, well, Delphox can take care of everything, so yeah, I'm just gonna, take this explosive and eat it, and I'll see you guys in the next round. But Edward and Mario have to find 4 players from Sinister5, with Delphox being on less than half HP. C4 does go out, but doesn't find anyone, and it's looking like a push onto train. But they are gonna have to do something to get rid of those laser gates, and Edward pushing elsewhere or rotating elsewhere, but he has to be close to his teammate, because that's one of the ways that this might work, or the pressure from the other side might work as well, just to catch Sinister5 off guard. He does have, they did know he was coming around, trying to creep slowly onto white stairs, but it's not working at all. Mario gets a couple of shots from the Jaeger from top of red, but good flick onto Delphox, and now he is making close progress, making his way onto dining room. He'll be able to make a call to his teammates that, hey, there's only one player here, or if you can make your way onto this place, we might be able to get a diffuser down, or you might be able to cover me while I get the diffuser down. And that's what Edward does with a kill onto Vlad. The diffuser is going down, smoke canisters going out, but no, the diffuser has been stopped and cut off completely. leaving Edward alone on 5 HP left. But KWR and Nivek have full HP, but they do know where he is or where he might be coming in from as they get hold of that hallway, which is now Nivek ending the round and getting another round for Sinister5. There's the catch-up we've been talking about, and I think we have cursed it a little bit.
Dare I say we've done exactly what you said. me questioning me saying that the NMK are questioning what just happened. And yeah, I think that shifted onto that round because they looked a little bit clueless later on. Newek, he picked up an amazing kill onto the planter, which just saved them that round, and there's not much Edward can do with 20 seconds left and just left in the middle of nowhere. So not the best thing for him. And DNMK, they're going to be wanting this next round because otherwise they could be in trouble, and that's not something I thought I was going to have to say on this map.
Yeah. A 3-3 split is what Sinister5 wants. And DNMK right now is looking to make it a 4v2 split. But, I mean, 4-2 split. It is headed all the way down to Kitchen. Last time we saw Kitchen, it went in favor of DNMK. So, they're going to be hoping for the same story. But at that, they stuck their way into a freezer. And right now, they're going to have to deal with a Banshee, which is going to notify Sinister5 if anyone drops that hatch, unless that Banshee is taken care of from the top of freezer, which I believe it is exposed to the freezer hatch, so it's going to be easily be taken care of, especially looking at the NMK's Dan the Man for that particular job.
Yeah. This is an important round for both teams here. DNMK want to run away with this one, but Sinister5 need to catch up with this one. And Mario, he's holding his diffuser. Let's hope he doesn't make this mistake again, where he dies with it outside on the roof. And then DNMK end up collapsing, but they don't have it. But even if it's a 4-2 split, it's looking a lot better than it was going to be, than I thought it was going to be for Sinister5. But yeah, there it is. That's James. He's off the board. Newek, he's woken up now. 4 versus 5 already. It's not good when you see Newek. He's starting to get those kills, starting to rack up those numbers. And Vlad, he's still sitting on a pretty little 0 for 4. Delphox, he has that intel. I really like the way Delphox uses these yokais upstairs, using them as drones, just basically droning out these attackers, just like Mario's doing right now. It's a really cool way to use those yokais.
Yeah, really smart way to use it, and a really smart way to use a C4. It's not really smart, it's just C4 thrown onto the roof and eliminate the player, and Newek gets 2 for himself onto Leventus and 1 other DNMK player, and Mario has to do the wet work now, and this is looking like a flawless round for Sinister5. But if we all know, Mario is a good fragger, so he might be able to get a couple of picks off the board, but he's going to be looking to make this either an ace or he's going to be a makeshift timeout. So far, it's looking like a makeshift timeout, but he's just going to be waiting for somebody to rotate and possibly get a free kill. So that round going to Sinister5, Sunset. And again, there's these double kills that are coming out of nowhere that DNMK is just handing to Sinister5.
Yeah. This is going great for Sinister5 right now. Mario picks up the consolation prize there as Vlad falls, and now he just has to try and find something. Newek, he's... wow. Newek's just doing Newek things. That was a great quad kill, and he looks to try and find the ace. He sprays through with his pistol, trying to find something. The team's sitting back, letting Newek try his luck for this Asu. Will it be good?
If somebody breathes on him, he's down for the count, and that is that Roni finishing him off. And this is a split that DNMK does not want, but it is one that Sinister5 wants and needs. And they will be taking advantage of this. Hopefully they'll be taking advantage of this, but DNMK not to fall behind. And I am pretty surprised that DNMK didn't bring Flores. that now Sinister5 is bringing. But we'll see how DNMK deals with this Flores because it is Cafe. I think it's somewhat slightly harder to use a Flores in Cafe, except for the kitchen side of things. But we'll see how good he's going to be when it comes to bar and cocktail.
Yeah. Now is where the roles shift and see if either of these teams can shake each other off. You said it was going to be a tight game. I didn't agree with you, but now it looks like I'm having to eat my own words. Because you made the mistake of saying 1-1, but maybe it wasn't a mistake. Because it's 3-3 right now. So, yeah, this game is getting nice and close.
Yeah.
Just like the last one.
Well, this one is kind of close from the beginning onwards. The last one I joined, it was 6-2. It only became close because Sinister5 was, I don't know, dare I use the word throwing a little bit, but might get my head chewed off for this one. But I mean, if you are 6-2, you have a 6-2 lead and you're just playing aggression all the way and it's not working, then I think it does count as a bit of a throw at the end. But nonetheless,
practice.
yeah, yeah. So that's all news though. They managed to fix all of their mistakes and win that map. We are now back to well, and Cocktail, Sinister5 on attack and DNMK on defense this time around. Where is that Flores is what I want to see, and how effectively he's going to be used to get most of these players off position or to get rid of those shields completely. First, a Rotero drone being set, not sure where it exploded. It's looking like it exploded somewhere around Freezer. And we'll see where this one ends up, which might be getting rid of a shield somewhere or a mute jammer and a couple of ADSs.
Does it pop though, is the question.
I don't think it popped because it got destroyed by the mute jammer. They destroy that mute jammer, that Rotero drone will eventually pop.
Yeah, if he popped a little bit earlier, I think maybe
Yeah.
it could have, but unfortunate that he didn't. 5 versus 5, 1 minute 35 now. The only damage being done is Dan the Man, not too sure how he took it. James having a little fight with a drone, and the exact same thing happens again. Running back and forth with the drone. James, he swings wide. Oh, he's going for a little sneaky one tap, but doesn't get it just yet.
And that player rotating all the way on White Stairs window might be able to get, I believe it was Dan, or was it Delphox? Or it was Delphox. No, it was Newick rotating on that window, and he does manage to get James. And Edward also eliminated in that process, with a couple of more players from Sinister5 being taken out too. So a couple of exchanges there that we didn't witness, but we did see some of it around the cigar side of things. KW Raw breathes in a couple of smoke canisters, but not enough to cause an something amount of damage. Dan the Man with a disgusting shot onto KWR as well to finish it with an ace and gets a round for DNMK.
Wow. And that is the first ace of the game. Knew it came close last round, but Dan the Man, he stood up and just said, watch this. And did it himself. The score is 1-0 in maps to Sinister5. But the way you see Dan the Man playing, you're questioning how is it not DNMK. Because if we get a quick tab, Newick has more kills than his entire team combined.
Yeah, that is troubling to see.
That is not great. Well, Vlad's still sitting on 0. Kiva has 1. And Blackstone and Delphox have the rest. That's 9. But yeah, they need those two players because Vlad, he was such a big influence in the swing of things last game. And so is Kiva really. So it's just not great to see both these players slowing down and not doing much.
Yeah. I know kills aren't everything in Siege when it comes to round count, but it's just getting those kills are important because it's eliminating an obstacle or a challenge that you need to get past, and therefore making it easier for you to win the round. So those kills are important for Sinister5 for them to sort of get those kills up a little bit more in order to get those rounds. Because I believe if they were doing much better than they are in terms of KWR and Vlad, if they were doing much better, they probably would have been in the lead instead of DNMK right now.
Yeah. And I'm not too sure what Blackstone is doing. He's fighting his own demons outside. But beginning of the round, here we go. Everyone repelling up top, and this is basically what you do. A aggressive run out from Edward proves to be fatal for Delphox, and now he just has to go on his own little 100-meter sprint, trying to get back into the bomb site, into the building, and he does so. There it is, Newek, he spots the Valkyrie cam, takes it out, but the thing is, the damage has already been done. Delphox is off the board, and that's one of the players that you kind of needed right now.
Yeah, she only managed to use one air jab, and that's to the train windows, the double train windows, and that was it. So now you're gonna have to suffer when it comes to flanks and runouts. But Edward doesn't need any more runouts as he gets a shot onto Nivik, but KWR eliminates Edward on the refrag. Even trade, but not so even anymore as it comes down to a 3v2 in favor of DNMK. Things have picked up a little bit. The pace has shifted with DNMK not having it at all, turning up the aggression. Blackstone and Vlad are left to do the wet work. Two players on the cocktail side of things. That is, I think, the Leventus and somebody else on white stairs. I may be wrong, but nonetheless, there are two DNMK players on white stairs and cocktail.
Yeah, 4-3. This is DNMK's round to win, and he becomes the. They both become fodder for Mario as he shuts them both down and picks up the 5th round. One more round, you're going to be seeing match point. There's been so many spray downs and just lucky lineups from these two games. Like, I remember Leventus on the Alibi last map just sprayed a window, got 2 kills.
Yeah.
Then you got Delphox's map, spraying a window, gets 2 kills. It's just not what you like to see. It's free kills, so if you're doing it, you want to keep doing it because that's just giving your team the advantage and picking up these rounds. Newek, he just got shut down there, and the refrags were there for half the round, but just DNMK was ahead every single time.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, you gotta get your freebies, but at the same time, I mean, sometimes they droned out the player that was in train in that round, so that shouldn't have happened in terms of DNMK getting eliminated. Well, 2 players getting eliminated that quickly, but we are switching over to Kitchen now, and if history serves us well, Sinister5 did defend the site and successfully at that, so yeah, this hasn't been attacked by DNMK just yet, so we'll see what the plan is from them. It is looking like there's going to be a bit of a hold in bakery side of things, and whether there's going to be a player upstairs or not, that is still up in the air, but it is looking like it's going to be a whiskey and a VIP hold and a little bit in Christmas.
Yeah, more so a horizontal hold than a vertical hold.
Yeah.
From the side of DNMK and Sinister5, they just want to little Congo line getting set up here. James, he's killed through the window. That is so unfortunate. Newek gets a good spray and just shuts him down through that window, and he's going to be questioning what he did wrong. And really, not much, but those cameras are outside, and Edward is loving these outside cams for these runouts and just that extra little bit of intel, which has been working really well for DNMK.
Working well indeed, and they're giving so much info, but most of the times when it comes to outside cameras, when it comes to a side, Nivik not giving up on a spray down, eliminating Leventus. So when it comes to those cameras outside, especially when it comes to sites like a kitchen and reading room and fireplace, is that once all the players make it inside, your cameras become completely useless. So it depends on how many of the cameras you place outside. So far, it's looking like Edward put about 2 of those cameras outside. So that means he only has 1 camera inside to help them out.
Yeah,
Unless,
essentially,
yep.
essentially only 1 cam right now for them. You can hear all those C4s and explosives being ripped, and not a single one of them finding anything. So that is DNMK. No more C4s, but they still do have those 3 smokes on the board. 4 versus 3. As Danderman, he was able to pick up Delphox yet again, being the first death inside of Sinister5. And now here's this pinch being set up on this bakery side. Mario's aware of this. They still have their cam. They still have this positioning and this area to hold for now. So Mario's just going to tuck himself back here. Edward taking about 50 HP as he finds himself in the gunfight with the boss of Sinister5 being Newick.
The boss.
The boss.
Protect the boss. And right now they're protecting a bakery as a couple of drones are coming in to find out exactly who's playing there and if there's any ADSs to stop them from grenading him. Vlad working on the panels from the top floor. He just missed one of the players just rotating below him, but Nivek doesn't miss anyone at all as he finds Edward on the board and eliminates him. Mario and Dan the Man still left to finish, to find 4 of the Sinister5 players, but KWR answers back with that G8, putting it to work. And Leventus eliminates Blackstone as he walks in to the laser gate. So that laser gate either killed him or finished him off. But now KWR does find a diffuser and manages to start putting it down. Mario has to find some of them. He has to make a move. Is he gonna find somebody down in prep? Prep window sees the hit but pops up early. Nivek finishes Mario off and gets another round for Sinister5.
Yeah, Kira, he just Kira just ran straight on in, grabbed that diffuser and sprinted back, and I don't think Mario heard it because he just sat there waiting and waiting, but it didn't work. That is a 4K from Newick, and like you said, the man doesn't miss. That's right, he just isn't missing right now, and that is just crazy kills from him. 5-4, Sinister5 fighting back right now. One more round, we have 5-5.
They want it bad.
They do. They don't want to map 3, they want it over now. And if they're able to take this map, that is going to be such an upset because DNMK were looking so strong in the beginning. But the thing is, it's not over till it's over, so you still have all the time in the world, DNMK, to just pick up these rounds and slowly but surely get to match point and take the game. You're only 1 round away from match point, so it's not that far away.
Yep, you say that, and then the map before we saw a 6-2 become overtime, so anything can happen. Right now we're going to bar and cocktail, so we're going to be I want to see a different strat for bar and cocktail, but looks like they're going to be setting it up quite similarly to what they did in the first round. Those laser gates are going to be a challenging, those head holes that Smoke is making right now in a piano, and the whole of bathroom is going to be reinforced, meaning that player can play safely there and turn around and rotate to stop anybody from planting on default, which is all the way to the left by those pillars. And a pixel is going to be played, but no clash this time, so yeah.
Clash seems to be a thing of only Sinister5 and Sinister5 only. DNMK, they opt for a different gun. Fair enough, it's been working for them. So why change anything if it's working? Kiba, he's positioned waiting for anything to run out, but I doubt there's even around so early on in the round as he pops the cocktail window open. Jaeger, he checks, maybe wanting a run out, James, but not just yet. This could be a free kill for either of the teams. I saw someone running down to the bottom of the white stairs. Might be peeking the window in a second if anyone's not careful. Events. Look at the aggressive positions of these DNMK players. Edward ready for a run out. Everyone's just prepared to do something aggressive here. And they do have that C4. Look at that. 2 C4s gone already and it's 2 minutes left. That's not great. You do have your 3 smokes, but 2 C4s, that vertical play is just a lot weaker right now.
Yeah, and that denial has just softened up even more with just 3 smoke canisters left. And if Sinister5 reads into it, they may be able to apply pressure. And you don't want that intense pressure put on one operator, which is the smoke, who has to stop everything with just 3 smoke canisters. Right now, somebody is going to be hunted down in trains by the IQ and someone else. Did he just run past the player in trains? He did. Went past Edward down in trains. So whether Edward saw it or heard it or not, that is up for a debate. He does somebody, and that is Edward eliminating Nivik. That's a freebie for him, if we ever seen one. A freebie for KWR. He almost messed it up at that. And he presents his back to an enemy who's up into cocktail, well, in heaven at that. But he doesn't finish the kill though, or he doesn't get the kill at all. So KWR makes it by the skin of his teeth. Then the man adding on to the kill count, the refrag from Delphox and Mario adding on 2. But now it is in favor of DNMK. He sees the battle of the Nomad, and the Nomad presents her back onto James, and James finishes the job. KWR to do the rest.
1 versus 3. He does have the gun to do it. He has the intel and the positioning. But the time is something you cannot kill. And there's a shotgun, but it's bested hit by him. If he was able to land that shot, it could have been a winnable round. But right now, it looks to be match point for DNMK. He's just shooting
As
everything.
he pre-fires everywhere. And doesn't manage to find any one of those pre-fires, as a DNMK played it quite safe and sound. Make sure to close the round off, and I believe the score is now 6-4. Match point to DNMK. Will they be able to close it down on this round, or will Sinister5 catch up?
Let us see. Match point. This could be the walkway into this third map for DNMK, which would be Oregon. And at that point, I really don't know who it favors. Sinister5, they only need 2 rounds. The comeback from DNMK was 4. Sinister5 need half of that, 2. But will they be able to do it? This is the real question.
You stand still for me. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. You know, it's just stand right there and let me shoot you all, says Leventus. But he is doing well. Oh no, he's trailing back with just 2 kills. That
Look
is
at Vlad.
something rare to see. That is bad. Check the end.
0 for 8, Vlad.
Vlad. I mean, yeah, he's been. As long as those air jabs are going out, if I was his teammate, I wouldn't mind at all. Just get those air jabs out, mate. Cover our flanks. It's fine. Do your job, and it's okay. And as far as Leventus' side of things, it is quite rare to see him trailing far back with just 2 kills. Normally, he's the spearhead of any attack, and he's the one that's facing down any bullets and gunning down everything in front of him. So it's quite surprising to see him falling behind. But right now, it is a reading and fireplace hold. See what Nivik and team have in store for this one. Seems like there's going to be another run out from the Valkyrie player. That's the Edward, who is being on fire this match. So if he's left to his devices, he's going to cause way a lot more damage, just adding fuel to that fire.
Yeah, if you look at Edward, he's got 10. Mario has 10. Dan the Man has 10. Nivik on his own has 15. He has half of those players. Nivik is just such a good hyper carry right now, and Edward, he's gonna continue on his wrath of just Road of Wrath as he picks up Kiva, which isn't a great thing for Sinister5. Match point, 5 versus 4. Uh-oh. And Nivik, though, he bests Edward. It's always a great battle to see those two go at it. Leventus, he finds one of his own. Maybe the money did go through, and Delphox decided to stand still. The drone spots out Leventus in his position. This is such a strong angle, but will it find anything? Nivik will find something as he plays hide and seek with James, but James isn't a very good hider. Nivik, a better seeker, picks up him. 1 minute 30 on the clock. Nivik around half HP, pushing out. Blackstone will have to thread the needle to hit the shot, and he... Okay, good night. Great shot, and he almost finds the second, and the Rooney has to retreat. He sent Dan into the Shadow Realm. And there's going to be another person, but this time he can't get the shot onto them. But look at this position from Vlad, already inside a site. No, not site, sorry, site's reading room. They now have to make their way down to this middle floor. Mario's watching the hatch. Newek, he's the player. Look at his ammo though, 30 and 52. If he does a little bit more pre-firing, they might become an issue. But I think he learned not to do that, as he's just absolutely racking up points, destroying all this utility of this defender side. But the time trickles away now. 40 seconds on the clock. 2 versus 2. Essentially a 1 versus 2, as Vlad is he's just been chilling this game. At least he set down his nomads, but 0 for 8, it's still not great at all.
Yep, it's not great at all, but now is his time to absolutely shine and step up to the plate, because they do need this round. It's all for DNMK to lose at this point. So, Vlad, I think he still has an air jab left. No, all the air jabs are gone, and his life is gone too as he gets eliminated from above. That is a very common angle, but Mario makes best use of it and ends the match and the map for DNMK and Sinister5. DNMK come successful in that endeavor, which means we're going to be seeing a third map, which is Oregon. DNMK are very happy to see that, and yeah, Sinister5 isn't going to be happy about it at all, but nonetheless, I'm sure everybody else is happy to see that, because we're going to be seeing it go all the way and the full distance. Now comes the big question. So, Cafe doesn't matter anymore. Clubhouse doesn't matter anymore. It's all down to Oregon. It's all about Oregon this time. So it's all about the 6 rounds, actually the 12 rounds that are going to happen in Oregon, and who comes out the best in those rounds.
That is going to be the main question. And yeah, the thing is, some of the players need to get home, as curfew's still a thing, and he needs to pack and get home. Edward, he's fast as all hell on the server, and now he has to be even faster to get back home.
Then, I don't know, Edward, maybe you should have won Clubhouse. That's all I have to say.
Yikes.
But no, it's all easier said than done.
I mean, he could have lost Cafe.
Oh, that. But I mean, try asking a comp player to lose a match. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's all easier said than done, and yeah, there's a lot of pressure that's been put on these players. And in all seriousness, when it comes to things like curfews and all of that in these times is very serious. Nonetheless, it is a game. They're going to be taking it seriously, and they're probably going to be dialing it up a notch a little bit just to make sure they don't throw as many rounds as they kind of threw away in the previous matches.
Yeah. It's going to be, I think, honestly, I think both these teams just want to hurry it up. So something is going to happen. And I'm fairly sure that Oregon is not going to be as close as these last 2
No.
maps. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a bloodbath. I think both these teams are just going to be playing a hyper aggressive, which might swing to the favor of Sinister5, because if DNMK adopt this aggressiveness, Sinister5, they were born in it. So it might not favor this dynamic side, as the name states, they're very dynamic. Sinister5
Yeah.
is sinister when it comes to playing aggressively, and they have Newek. That's what goes in favor of them, who's dropped like 40 kills in the last 2 maps. So yeah, that's actually crazy.
Yeah, that was insane. I think there was about 30 something kills from 3 players of DNMK in that previous round altogether. So yeah, DNMK has turned it up a lot, but as I have said, those 2 maps don't matter anymore. It's all coming down to this one. So in terms of scoreline, Sunset, what are you predicting?
7-3.
7-3 to DNMK. I assume.
Honestly, to either one, I think
Uh-huh.
7-3 to Sinister5, for the sole reason that Edward wants to finish the game quickly, and so will the rest of his teammates. So they're going to be playing not as calm. They're going to be checking the time, whereas Sinister5 they don't have to rush anything. So I think just out of game circumstances favor Sinister5, and if the NMK plays aggressive style, it's going to fall into Sinister5's favor. So it's going to be a 7-3, but I don't know which team.
Okay. You say 7-3. I say it's going to be. I say 7-5
In favor of?
in favor of DNMK. I foresee a 7-5 for DNMK.
All right.
Yeah, even though Edward, has a little bit of curfew issues, I think Leventus and Mario will put him in check a little bit and just tell him just this once, buddy, just this once, calm down a little bit, and yeah, let's just do this.
Sleep
But-
all the time.
Yeah. Nonetheless, the players are ready. Time to bench 4. And we'll see who those 4 are. Is it going to be the usual suspects, or are we going to be seeing any new bands?
Indeed. This is going to be round 3.
Yeah.
Fight. Who's going to be the bat? Thatcher,
Maverick, Thatcher,
Maverick.
Maestro, Mirror.
There's a Thatcher. All right. Maverick, Thatcher, Maestro, Mirror. I'll go with Maverick, Thatcher, Clash, Mirror.
Oh, Clash. Actually, yeah, Clash might not be a bad ban on this map. No? Like, you may tease a Clash, but okay. Very interesting. Ace banned out, and that's to obviously eliminate being able to breach from a distance. DNMK wants Sinister5 to get up close and personal when it comes to breaching, and therefore be able to easier challenge them. And as well, eliminating that Kaid makes it easier for them to be able to play the Habana and do any top-down, especially the freezer hatch and the meeting room hatch for downstairs. And the mirror being taken away is because
Mirror.
it's a mirror, of course.
What
that
other
is it.
reason do you need other than
Yeah.
it's mirror and it's annoying and a pain in the butt to deal with? So now it's off the board. Now it's gonna be a little bit difficult on the side of these defenders trying to keep these walls closed, because that Maverick is gonna be a menace to society right now.
Mhm.
But it's Edward on Maverick, so if you can kill him, then there's no more Maverick. So I'm thinking, oh, look at that Newick on the smoke. That's something different.
Yeah, he hasn't been on the smoke in a while, has he? Well, he hasn't been on the smoke ever in these
In the series,
matches. Yeah.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Okay,
But
but
it's map 3.
we do see a Mario and Edward on the thermite, so I'm guessing Edward is going to be pushing attic side and Mario is going to be pushing a bedroom side of things. It's going to be supporting who is the question. I believe Dynaman is going to be supporting the Edward in terms of the Maverick tricking and opening that wall, because you need somebody to blow up the wall when it is soft after the Maverick has worked on it. So that means Leventus and James leaving them. I believe Leventus will be helping the thermite in bedroom and trophy side of things. And I may be wrong about this one, but James might be contesting the double window and bedroom. And we'll see how it goes. That's my prediction for the round.
All right, and now is the round in question. As stream just lagged out for me. All right, and we are back. Oh, Nivik, even on the smoke, he is so fast at just. Yeah, all right, Nivik. He's already upstairs. He's already in attic. He's chilling, like nothing ever happened. He just took a little bit of damage, but that's that. And now Delphox takes his position, sub me and coach, and he's gone. He's reinforcing stuff now. That was so quick, and it's so aggressive on that smoke as well. I only knew I can do that. Honestly, the way he's playing today, I could definitely see if Delphox won that gunfight, that round's looking like a Sinister5 round. But regardless, the HP of Edward is so low, so I'm not too sure if he's going to be living through much more. Honestly, the way he's been playing today, I can definitely say Newegg could be in contention for that top 3 like mechanical skill in South Africa.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Like, this man can hang with the top and he can kill them most definitely.
So nobody is going to be helping Edward with those panels as he takes care of them with ease at that. That shotgun long range shot does take a little bit of help from James, but nothing else. Grenade in play. Is he going to be walking towards it a little bit? But the shrapnel killed him there more than anything else. And Edward taking a little bit of damage while in the attic side of things. Now the Flores behind him is going to be sending some Rotero drones to deter any defenders at the bottom of attic and making sure that Edward moves with those Rotero drones to catch anybody either moving back or running forward. This is the position he wants to play, pre-firing into that kid's dorms side of things and not finding anyone. But a player finally does climb onto that cabinet. Whether or not they know it right now is all up in the air. Grenade is going to be getting rid of that shield as there is a little bit of contention from the double window.
Blackstone, he walks into it. Vlad actually has more kills this round than the entire last map, and he's going to have to find more. And he will, as he picks up a double for himself as he beats Edward, and Blackstone runs straight through Mario. And the last player is the Ventus. He paid them last game to get some kills, but will that money still be a factor for this round? 10 seconds on the clock.
Diffuser in the middle of nowhere, running into a crossfire for Sinister5, and that is a 1-0 score.
Yeah. That is what I kind of thought was going to happen after that really aggressive pick from Newegg. I still can't believe that. And then just that HP was so low on everyone else, and that aggressive shotgun swing from that from Newegg as well, on both the players, just doing that little bit of extra damage that was needed for the guns of like Vlad and Blackstone to pick up those last remaining players. So round 1 falls to Sinister5.
Yeah, I wonder why he didn't play a bit more aggressive as soon as that grenade made it in. He kind of just chilled in there. He saw his health was very low. So that grenade was going to 100% kill him. And I think he knew it. So a better move would have probably been to challenge whoever was in trophy or whoever was in balcony. Or maybe he was just afraid that they have a crossfire on him. No. But nonetheless, it has gone down to laundry. And yeah, see what the hold is on around.
But it is what it is in the end, and they ended up winning the round regardless, so it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, Laundry, what are your expectations this round?
Laundry, just trying to find out if they're going to be playing elbow aggressive or not. They did bring the smoke with a shield. And looks like he's the only... Nope, he's not the only one with a shield. The Tachanka on Nivek also has a shield. But if they set up hard for construction side and elbow side, it might not work out that well, because it seems like a DNMK is pushing all the way from freezer side of things. And a little bit of drone work to catch anybody off or to make sure that they're not being flanked or anybody is playing like a rat and waiting in kitchen somewhere. And then the man finds Nivik in the process of them cleaning up. And I just can't figure out exactly where they found him. And that is a big pick for DNMK as they eliminate the Tachanka. So that is, if he hadn't placed his shield, that is the shield off the board, because I don't think he placed it early enough. I may be wrong about that. And that is those fire grenades out of the board, so any sort of delaying is not going to be happening from Sinister. And at that, James, while he's assaulting freezer side of things, finds the kill onto the Wamai. But an answer back from Blackstone onto Dan the Man and Edward refrags onto Blackstone, leaving Sinister5 with just 2 players left to deal with James, Edward, and Mario. That is going to be a tall mountain to climb as they're pushing down. One in freezer, one in laundry. So now Edward or KWR is going to be taking care of that freezer player.
Yeah, 2 versus 3, very winnable. The HP still fully up, but a little bit being dropped down. As I say that, Vlad loses a little bit and tickles James for a little bit more. I'm not sure if you know that someone's close on their own team. Vlad could be picked from behind. But no, not just yet. As he looks away, he's able to get a free kill Edward there. And Kiva, he turns his back to James. And that's that.
That is around for DNMK, bringing it back. This is either the beginning of a back and forth, as we've seen again and again. DNMK is going to run away with this one because that was a convincing attack round from them. And Sinister5 is going back to laundry and supply room. So they've realized what the mistakes were. And yeah, it's those late setups are concerning from Sinister5. They've had 2 late setups so far, and it's gotten 2 of their players killed so far. One was, can't remember if it was Blackstone or Delphox, who was on the Aruni. I mean, who's the Banshee chick again? Why do I keep forgetting her name? Malusi had a late setup in meeting that got her killed. And this time around, it was Nivek on the Tachanka, who also had a bit of a late setup, and that got him killed. So they just need to be careful about those late setups. Make sure they are ready for anything, which is what's happening right now. They're making sure that all their bases are covered. And when it comes to the start of the round, they can get down to business. As we saw, Nivek is bringing the barbed wire now instead of a shield. So I wonder what's changed there.
Wonder what, indeed, and you can continue to wonder as we head on into the action phase. This round, hopefully, we'll see a little bit more passive plays from the Sinister5 players, as maybe that could work. But DNMK, their aggressive playstyle is not changing just yet. Like we said, coming into this game, DNMK are probably going to be playing a very aggressive playstyle. And yeah, look at this. They already have that shower door control. The only resistance is going to be Vlad and Blackstone here, as they're going to be holding a little bit of a crossfire angle. Vlad just watching a drone. He might push in here. And if he does, okay, the drone is shot out, so he no longer has to worry about that. Neox come up to help them on that Tachanka. Vlad just holding that passive angle, and if he swings any wider, I'm pretty sure James is going to take his head clean off from that other angle, and they know exactly where he is, but no one budging just yet. Vlad will win this out every single day of the week because all he has to do is wait. James, he has to push in. He has to actually go for this. Okay, now he's getting a little bit fidgety, and he's running away. Vlad, he just checks his cams. You know, no better time to check your cams than now.
Yeah.
He's just sitting in that, and he backs off slowly. And, oh, no, he's coming back. It's just teetering back and forth between the two. He's just sitting in the corner, and he's wasted so much time. 1 minute 30 on the clock now. And James hasn't really been able to do much because of him just sitting there. Edward, I'm not too sure where he takes the damage from, but he takes some damage. Dropped to about 60 HP. Here comes the nade, and now he's on his cams, I think. Yeah, I think he dips. He just zoom. Blackstone.
Yep. If that grenade was cooked to perfection, that was the end of Vlad completely. And timing was imperative in that situation. But as you said, Sunset, a lot of time was wasted there just from waiting. Right now, Blackstone looking at Leventus, but does manage to best him in that gunfight. And then the man adds on as well onto the kill count and makes it a 4v4 man count. And right now, Sinister5 is sitting pretty and very comfortable at that. But not KWR though, as Edward comfortably takes him off the board and Dan the Man comfortably takes Nivik's head off the board. So, 2v4, I thought this was going in favor of a Sinister5, but that does not look like that is the case with Blackstone on the flank. Mario putting down the diffuser, and it's about to turn into a post. No, it's not. The diffuser has been cancelled and shut down, and somebody else has taken a diffuser and going for the plant. Pistol in hand from Vlad, eliminating Dan the man, and now it is a 1v3 for Vlad. So a couple of traces from somebody else, and he's making his rotate all over into Freezer, but doesn't see the man in a laundry who takes him out. I thought he was gonna get the back of somebody who is on that wall, that cubby wall, but somebody else was waiting for him, and that's another round for DNMK, making it a 2-1 score.
Yeah, so just for the people that are watching and didn't check, it did look like the Mr. President spoke and lockdown level 2 is put in place right now, as COVID hasn't just disappeared, people. It is still there and it is still menacing as ever. Just like
I don't usually like follow these speeches and rules, so I don't. Is level 2 a good thing or a bad thing?
It's all right. It just means I'm pretty sure it got worse from before, so now it's like more lockdown restrictions being put in place.
Locate and defuse as many bombs
Ah.
as they can.
Yeah.
Alright.
Wait. I mean, it doesn't really affect us. We just sit inside all day anyway.
Yeah, nah, I'm one of those people that just spend my entire life in the house. Although I do find myself going out a little more lately, just purely for the sake of, you know, training and gym. But nonetheless, anyway, should we be glad that it's level 2? I have no clue. I literally, like, I'm not kidding. I do not follow any news when it comes to these lockdown rules. I don't follow anything at all.
I don't know if it's a good thing right now. Honestly, like, it's not a good thing because more cases, but
That's true, I guess.
oh well.
But
Anyway.
speaking of cases, the case is now in the hands of Mario. And in terms of the site, I believe it is dining and kitchen. So yeah, we'll see what the push is going to be. A couple of floorboards are being opened up to get lines of sight from above. This is a good line of sight for that mute playing above, as they're going to be able to stop anybody pushing in from the kitchen door. Glad to see a Jackal being board on the board, which is a good thing because the middle side means you are going to have to deal with players rotating from below in Freezer and tower side of things, or players rotating above you. So it's very dangerous and you could lose track of a lot of people in a quick amount of time. So bringing that Jackal is going to kind of soften the blow when it comes to these defenders roaming around.
Yeah, it really will, definitely. And this is, I think, the first time we've seen Jackal being played.
Oh yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. Jackal, very strong RPer, brings a lot to the table, and just his INOX. Such a good gadget. And Vlad, he's actually doing really well. He's tied in first with Blackthorn, meaning that he's falling back for this map right now. But then again, he is playing that Tachanka Smoke sort of support style, so I can't blame him too much, as Vlad seems to be playing more aggressive, but aggressiveness is going to get him killed as he feeds himself to Edward, but James is taken out by Blackstone. I like that vertical Tachanka being played, doing a tiny bit of damage to Leventis, but nothing more than just a little graze.
This is a unique way of playing the site, because not just using those, oh but no, Edward gets the best of Delphox while breathing in a couple of smoke canisters. And right now, all of the utility is being used from site into the top floor to just disrupt a lot of DNMK's players from doing anything. And so far it's working, because firstly it's wasting a lot of time, it's getting them off position, so whoever's roaming can take advantage of that. But it seems like Delphox and Vlad weren't super successful in that roaming and deterring anybody kind of being affected by those fires and smoke grenades. But Nivik gets the better of Dan the man and making it a 3v3 man count. 13 seconds left. This is not good. These two players spot each other, but the Thermite hightails it out of there, and Edward pushes in aggressively, getting hold of sight. And the Tachanka has switched over to the top floor, but it's eliminated by Leventus, and Edward also adds on to that kill count to take another round for DNMK, making it a 3-1 score lead for DNMK.
It is. And yeah, the wall, tactical timeout from Sinister5. The wall was opened by the thermite, but the soft wall didn't open behind it because
Oh, yeah, the
Siege
bug.
is 6 years old and is still a terrible game. But that is just unfortunate. Doesn't matter really, because they ended up winning the round, and now is when things get a little bit scary for Sinister5. 3-1. We know your attacks are stronger than the defense, but you're in that position where the best thing you can do is a 3-3. You need 2 rounds in a row for it. DNMK can still get that 5-1 split, and if they do, then maybe Edward could make it home in time.
Yeah, and seeing kids in dorms, Sinister5 was successful in defending it. That's the good news for Sinister5, but the good news for DNMK is that they were unsuccessful in defending it, which means they know what to do and what to fix. And right now, what they are fixing is bringing a Jackal instead of a Zofia, I think, and they're bringing a Twitch instead of a Flores. So they still have the same sort of lineup. Maverick is going to be working on that wall at the back in Attic. And it just depends who's going to be supporting him and who's going to be rotating where in the middle of the round in order to be successful in the pinch.
In fact, this is the exact same lineup, other than the Maverick for the Nomad.
Yeah.
That was the only thing that was changed from last round. And that is a very good change because that's the read. You know they're going to go back upstairs because they won that side. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Go back upstairs and hopefully Sinister5 able to find something, because right now they aren't finding much other than a slump.
Yeah, I mean, last time was a Vlad trailing in at 0 kills for a very long time, but this time it's KWR and Delphox trailing back with those kills too. But yeah, it's troublesome when you're trailing in terms of kills and you're not successful in terms of rounds, but not so much if you're trailing in terms of kills but the rounds are there. So clearly it is affecting Sinister5 because, you know, they're not getting a lot of rounds on the board, which is what they need to do. KWR and Delphox need to wake up a little bit, seeing as they are the roamers. But person that's been doing a very good job in terms of time wasting has been Vlad and Nivik. So, which begs the question, where has KWR and Delphox been? Obviously, they've probably been getting into other gunfights as well that we haven't been seen. So, not to count them out at all. Grenade is going to be coming in, and KWR did hear it. It's going to hightail it out of there and rotate somewhere else to be more effective elsewhere. Which means for a while, Attic is going to be open and up for the taking.
Yep. And Leventus, he opens up the fragging on Takirva as he's starting to become the Vlad of last game. 0 for 5, and now Smoke smokes himself off Newick. He is that player who's somewhat stuck right now, and just this sheer aggression from DMK. Wall open already. It's starting to look a little sketchy. This C4 could be really nice. Pull it! And there it is, Edward off the board. Edward! I think it was Rowan saying Edward's so good at eating these C4s up, and Delphox makes James eat some lead.
Now he ate lead and Edward ate C4. And alright, now that's looking good for Sinister5, except for Delphox being almost on nothing HP. But they're still on the lead HP-wise, and I say that as the smoke on Nivik gets down, but he will be able to be res. Because an execute is going to be happening right now. You can hear that from the Banshee just constantly going, and the smoke canisters being C4 out, And it does connect with Mario, and Vlad adds on to the kill count, eliminating the entire DNMK squad, and they'll be able to get that diffuser. So that is a second round for Sinister5 on the catch-up. And what we've seen so far from Sinister5 is that when they start that catch-up, and when they start the momentum of that catch-up, it does happen for them. So will we be seeing a 3-3 split again? Did we see a 3-3 split on the rounds before? I think we did in Cafe. There was a 3-3 split. What? I may be wrong. But anyway.
You are correct. It was 3-3
Oh,
split. It was 3-0 for DNMK, and then Sinister5 came back 3-3, and then it just sort of trickled away from Sinister5 and fell into the hands of DNMK, and they took that map. And now here we are. Last map and the last round of this first half.
Attackers need to locate and
Yeah.
defuse bombs.
It all comes down. Well, not all of it, but these first couple of rounds kind of decide the pace of the match and how the match might go, not how the match is gonna go. So Sinister5 is bringing the Maestro on Delphox this time around. They only have a Jaeger though, which I'm pretty sure 2 of these ADSs are going to go down in Laundry, which leaves one ADS which might go down, protect the person in E-Box or Pillar. So my question is, where are those Maestro Evil Eyes going to go? Because wherever they go, they need to be protected as well, or they're just going to be easily taken out.
Yep, that's probably what's going to be going on here, and it's going to be a east side take of this map. Going to be probably going for Freezer. Sorry, west, not east. Got it mixed up there. Going to be going for this Freezer side maybe, and we saw this last time from this DNMK team trying to get it all sorted out like that. Sinister5, they, like you said, need this round. Blackstone, he's playing around that Freezer, stays with that Ella. And Newek, there it is. When you put him onto a gun, when you put him onto a character that has a good gun, he does... What? What?
How on earth did he get away with 3 kills and he's still trying to find more with that long-range gunfight on the Malusi, trying to find people in main entrance. They do now know he's there, so they might wait for him, which may give Vlad a chance to get a couple of kills onto someone. Dan the man blinded, but still gets a kill onto Nivik. There goes that aggression that you were speaking about, Sunset, that has been the downfall for Sinister5. But DNMK is taking advantage of it. Mario, Dan the man have to do the cleanup work, but there's still enough time to accomplish what they need to accomplish. Now, Mario doesn't need to hard breach anything because they're pushing down into a laundry, but they're going to be boxed into that box. It has become a kill zone. The hatch might help though into alleviating any little bit of pressure that they might receive on that doorway, because you don't want to be funneling in on the same place at the same time. They do still have a smoke canisters though in the side of Sinister5, so including these Maestro cameras. So that's where one is. I don't know where the second one is, so that's going to make it extremely difficult for Mario and Dan the man to get this execute happening. They have to eliminate the Maestro, or they have to eliminate KWR on the smoke to make it easier on them.
Yeah. Just heroics from Newek. Like, yes, he's a great player, but you put him onto Chanka, you're sort of like boxing away that potential for those heroic plays like that. And that's what happens when you put him on that Malusi, give him that MP5, he just tears through the entire enemy team. And now that's left DNMK in a 2 versus 3, the HP not looking so great, as the time ticks down to 20 seconds, 3 versus 2. The last smoke is set, and now the smoke grenades from the attackers being thrown out, a little bit of last second drone work being done. And now Delphox, he is down 2 versus 2, and that's a big kill. And now all of a sudden it's a triple kill, and the round is DNMK's. Newek does everything for nothing.
How on earth Sinister5 had that round dead to rights, They had the round in the safe and completely forgot to lock the safe. And DNMK just walked in, opened the safe, took the round, and just walked out of it and said goodbye to Sinister5. How on earth do you let that happen? And now you're trailing back with 2 rounds when it could have been an even 3-3 split. Ay, ay, ay.
That is not something you like to see if you're Sinister5, and especially if you are Newek. He did so much heavy lifting that round, and it just proves to be for nothing. Now it's defense time for DNMK. We know that their defense is not as strong as their attack, but it can still hold its own. And what will that do against a broken Sinister5?
Yep, they're either broken or they are motivated. And right now, it's not the time to be broken. They have to be motivated. Whether or not they're angry at themselves, whether or not they're sad that they didn't win those rounds, whatever emotions they're feeling, they have to cast that aside and take advantage over the fact that they are falling behind and just wake up a little more and just tidy up their attacks or defenses or assaults or their roaming or whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish. Because DNMK, when you give them a little bite to chew on, they bite the entire arm off or everything else with it. You don't want to give them that chance at all. Right now, looks like the site is upstairs into kids and dorms, and we'll see what Sinister5 has in store for that. 2 hard breaches, Habana and Maverick. We'll see which one is going to be used where. Obviously, the Maverick is probably going to go up in attic wall, and the Habana is going to be working on that bedroom wall. I just want to see how Sinister5 is going to split up the attack, even if it's going to be different to what DNMK did.
Yeah. It's just right now a game of aggression. Sinister5, normally they have that aggression, but it's just not being shown here. And hopefully now, once they've swapped to this attacking side, maybe they'll be able to show us that they do still have that aggression, they do still have that bark. But Edward, he has the bite.
Yeah.
And Delphox no longer has a head, and neither does Newek, and now it just starts to crumble. I just think that Sinister5 are somewhat losing the mental game here. They're slowly falling apart as DNMK picks apart these pieces of this Sinister5 team.
That is a 2 very influential operators to get rid of, the Sledge and the Ayana. But they still have KWR and Nomad, so any flanks can be cut off. But Edward says Vlad isn't going to be doing any breaching anymore. Takes the torch guy out of the picture. That is the Maverick. Blackstone and KWR still need to find some sort of kill. DNMK still hasn't received a bullet towards them at all. And if they have been receiving any bullets towards them, they haven't been touching them at all. But Edward's bullets are going to touch KWR and get his head off clean and sent to the morgue, leaving Blackstone to do the rest of the work. But he has to find all 5 players. 56 seconds left. That is 10 seconds per player. What is he going to do? He's just going to hang out on the balcony and wait for a freebie. Will that freebie come, or will DNMK just play patiently and not give in to the circumstance of giving this person a freebie?
Yeah, that is just taking a little tactical timeout, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing what they can talk about, seeing what they can do in the rounds to come, hopefully changes around, because 5-2. This is the same scoreline that we saw on the first map. We go left and right. Edward trying to find something, not being able to find anything, and James realizes maybe this isn't the smartest idea as he runs back upstairs.
Yep, he runs back upstairs, and Blackstone is probably going to be eliminated from the wide stairs. But he takes it calm, tries to get a shot onto the Valkyrie, but James finishes him off, and DNMK adds on to the rounds, making it a 5-2 scoreline. 1 round closer to that match point, and this is looking scary for Sinister5. All the other maps have been so close. And this one, they're just trailing away completely, looking like they might lose this.
Yep. One sec, sorry.
No problemo. You checking the stats. Okay, whatever it is he's doing. We are now going to laundry and supply room. A Jackal's been bought finally from Sinister5 side of things. I don't think we have seen them play a Jackal besides DNMK playing the Jackal. And from DNMK's side, they're going to be going to laundry and supply room. Now, this is going to be attacked different, or it might be held different. They do have the smoke with the shield, and that is the only shield that they have. They do have the Jaeger and the Aruni. So it is going to be 100% an elbow hold. Where DNMK, I mean, where Sinister5 attacks, though, is the main question. DNMK was attacking from Freezer side of things, completely ignoring elbow. So I think Sinister5, if they do the same thing, then Dynamic may have to hold off on their setup just to wait for Sinister5 and see where they push from, and maybe they can switch around and find out exactly what they need to do. Right now, looks like Mozzie is going to be roaming around the kitchen side of things. He did eliminate a couple of drones or so. So they know he's around there. Whether he has support or not is one thing that they don't know. A couple of pre-fires coming in to dining. So they're going to want to get rid of that Mozzie around there. KWR ready for anybody to rotate around, but that Aruni gate is going to be proven to be an obstacle for him. James is going to rotate upstairs, and it's looking like they're going to be supporting whoever's playing in kitchen, and that is the Leventus. If anybody rotates around to the Z hallway side, that is the freezer door hallway side of things, and that is what Mario is holding. So it's going to be difficult for Sinister5 to push these players out of kitchen, but not so difficult for James, though, to get a kill onto Delphi. That is the Jackal off the board. Leventus with a C4 onto Nivik, and Edward adding on to the kill count. This is going downhill for Sinister5 right now. The round is 1 minute 42 seconds left of it. They need to play patient and not give anything away. We see a headshot, but he does miss his shots, doesn't connect at all. You can't be missing those, especially when you have that much amount of time to line up the shot. But nonetheless, unsuccessful, so they're going to be pushing from somewhere else. Looks like DNMK has fallen back a little bit, so giving Sinister5 a little bit of map control. Well, it's kind of a false map control at that, because they just want to be closer to their teammates as they fall back. KWR and Blackstone have reconvened upstairs, and now they need to make a choice. 59 seconds left. They're going to be dropping down to kitchen and possibly freezer later on to get rid of that freezer player downstairs. KWR slowly walking downstairs. Will he be going down to main lobby side of things, or will he join Blackstone up? Well, he joins Blackstone upstairs in attic, but Blackstone is eliminated by James, and James is going to be sticking it and playing that position for death, but he deals the death blow onto Sinister5, making it a 6-2 lead score for DNMK. This is looking incredibly dangerous for Sinister5 and incredibly exciting for DNMK, because it is now match point. No tactical timeout taken from a Sinister5 at all, besides some of those makeshift tactical timeouts. So we see a clash being brought on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not sure which way this round is going to go. Just looking at the rounds, it seems like DNMK will be taking this to victory. Not sure about the clash pick, though. Seems especially for kitchen. Oh, it is kitchen and meeting instead of kitchen and dining. If I may be corrected about this one, but DNMK did go, I mean, Sinister5 did go kitchen and dining instead of meeting, right? Yeah, so they did. So the only difference now is that DNMK is going kitchen and meeting. How this is gonna be held is the question. I have no clue where Sunset left to. He's probably having a little bit of difficulty. Oh, as he said, he was feeling very sick. So, yeah. We'll find out later from him whether he's feeling okay or not. But the action does continue because this may be the last round or it may be the first round of a comeback. That clash is going to be contesting anyone trying to come in from that stage entrance. Impact lead early on, but oh boy, that air jab still connects. Right, so Clash is going to be playing this to his advantage because he still wants that Aruni gate to stay up at the end of the day. Because this is what he wants to happen. He's going to close that Aruni gate, and when they do push in, he's going to let it be effective again. But saying so, Sinister5 does look like they have full control over Attic, and Leventus gets away with that same shot again and again. I think the previous round before, I don't know where it was, they did get away with that same shot completely. That stage door, yeah, it was the alibi that died from there. So that Aruni gate is still up, which is surprising because that it's supposed to have been taken care of a long time ago. And right now, as the players push into that Aruni gate, it's going to make it harder for Clash to hold. So it is a good time to fall back because he has DNMK supporting him from behind. But DNMK eats up a shot from Delphox, which means that they now have full control over Attic and the stage meeting door. This is good news for Sinister5 because as those walls get breached, they will be able to hold down Green Hallway and they'll be able to plant down into stage, provided the fact that they have Attic control. If that Attic player still keeps control of Attic, then this plant might be successful in going down, and the only contention will be from Kitchen, those little head holes from Kitchen and from the split side of things. Vlad does get a kill onto Leventus though, and Nivik adding on to the kill count, leaving the 5 HP player of Edward to do the cleanup of the work. The plant does go down though, and that is easy work for Nivik, eliminating the last player of DNMK and bringing them to a 6-3 scoreline. I asked if it was going to be the last round or the first round of a catch-up. It looks like my question has been answered for now, which means Sinister5 has started a catch-up. You cannot play this game like this at all, relying on clutches and trying to catch up to a 6 scoreline lead. So, yeah, that means every single round from now on, you have to win. No mistakes at all, but you have another 3 rounds to catch up on. And knowing DNMK, they're not going to let it slide at all. They're not that they're not going to let it slide with ease, but they're not going to let it slide at all. And they're going back upstairs on kids and dorms. And yeah, we'll see if they're going to be successful in closing this one out. Or will Sinister5 continue the tear on the catch-up? We've said it once and we've said it again. You don't want to be left behind in terms of score and having to catch up, and that seems to be what has been happening on these past maps. I think the first one was DNMK doing it was Sinister doing the catch up, and on the second map it was DNMK doing the catch up, and now Sinister5 is doing the catch up again. The setup is looking quite similar. The lineup is looking quite similar. I can't remember if we have seen an alibi from DNMK. I believe we have seen it from Edward. We have seen it from Edward. So that's going to continue. And the mute on DNMK is also going to continue with a couple of players down in Freezer. So that flank is going to be dangerous for Sinister5. But from Sinister5, they have the same sort of lineup again. So James, is he rocking a shotgun on the Valkyrie? We're going to see some noise, and that shotgun goes to work on KWR, eliminating the Nomad, and that is air jabs off the board, so those flanks are going to be effective once again. That is dangerous for Sinister5, but easy work for James with that shotgun. a man count lead on top of that again. So 2 ADSs and a mute jammer to circumvent this attack from the balcony side of things. And yeah, he's got a lot to deal with actually, but he's got enough utility to deal with that too. And another split attack going on from the Attic side of things is the Maverick on the Vlad, and I think it was Nivik, or it might have been Sledge, I don't know. And there's that Valkyrie with the shotgun. James being taken off the picture, but not entirely just yet. He can still be picked up, but it will be deadly trying to pick him up from that position because he's got a whole lot of barrels just staring at the door, or Nivik's barrels staring at the door, waiting for anyone to come and support that Valkyrie. Habana will be finishing the kill, giving a chance for Blackstone, though, to eliminate James, I think it was. So now, ooh, grenade coming in, but not catching anyone. Dan the man with a disgusting shot onto Delphox. Nivik getting onto the kill count, and here comes a back and forth trade between these two teams. But DNMK getting the successful end of it, and Blackstone getting the tail end of all of those trades, leaving him alone to deal with 3 of DNMK's players, with only one of them being on 10 HP. Blackstone has to find all of them. He's got 38 seconds left. He has the fuser in hand, so he might be able to work something if he does find at least one of them. But I believe in this sort of confined area in Oregon, he has to go for the kills. He has no choice this time around. But DNMK isn't going to give him anything. They're just going to stick that alibi and tell him to waste as much time as he possibly can by contesting that. And contesting that he does, and gets eliminated off of it. If he manages to find this player in trouble back in games, he might be successful in this clutch. But time is ticking away. 5 seconds left. Some pre-fires coming in, and they know exactly where it is as Mario ends the round for DNMK, and that is victory for DNMK on this matchup. And well played and well tried from Sinister5. Ladies and gentlemen, a DNMK will go through, and I believe they're going to be versing Vibin soon, and that will be in next week's match. Well played to Edward and friends, and seems like a DNMK, and I think it was Edward that needed to be home pretty soon, I believe. And he just made sure he made it happen and ended this match as quick as possible. In terms of Sinister5, they tried, and relying on that catch-up game is not really the best idea at all. But their hand was forced. It just didn't work out for them. And yeah, maybe it's just nerves and fatigue, and just the better team came out on top, which is DNMK. Not really much to dissect in that matchup, as there was less than 8 rounds that played out. It ended in a 7-2. It was more than 8 rounds, actually. That's 9 rounds being played. But most of the rounds going to DNMK's side of things. They played the attacks very well, and they played their defense impeccable as well. So that is a game match, and that is it from me and Sunset. Apologies for earlier, and apologies for Sunset for dropping out as well, but he is rather sick. So I feel bad as well for leaving him a bit earlier. Hopefully that was entertaining enough, though, and we will see everybody next week again for the next week's match. Goodbye.